Alright, brother man, we are a little bit barak. You can see the Teamfight Tactics on your screen. I'm gonna title this video, I did not expect to make this video. Because I seriously didn't. I said when I quit TFT that I am 99% perma-quitting unless they do something crazy. Unless they do something so out of left field that the game is completely different. Because a lot of people still ask me, a lot of people still haven't seen those old videos. They still ask me, why did you quit TFT? Why are you not playing TFT anymore, brother man? Because I just played too much. I uploaded 3,500 videos, I think, of TFT in like 3.5 years. So that's probably like, let's say every second or third game is a video. So let's say like 10,000 games-ish, right? Up to 10,000 games of TFT. And they never really changed the formula. They never really changed anything. The last big change to TFT was the augments, and that's what actually brought me in. And yes, we have some Bellatrix music in the background. I hope you're enjoying it. It should not be too loud or too noticeable, unless my Twitch chat is lying to me. They said they did the sound check. Anyway, so yeah, ever since augments, that was that big change that got me interested in TFT the first time. Before that, I already tried it, but I didn't really like it that much. But the augments really got me hooked. They were really fun. They were a great addition. And I hope this new addition is also gonna be like augments and is gonna come back. But I'm already pissed because this is truly an amazing idea. A really fun new set mechanic for set 16. And I feel like it's too ambitious to bring back. It's not like augments where you just, you know, invent some new augments every set, you slap them back in, people pick an augment 3 times per game, and that's about it. I feel like this new unlocking new characters, deck building, roguelike deck building mechanic that they're adding might be too difficult to keep re-adding every set. I hope it will be a smash success, so they can smash our mothers. What? So they can so they can keep adding it back. Anyway, guys, Teamfight Tactics Lore and Legends new set. The bastards did it. They brought me back. Let's get into it. I am not sure how much I will play. I'm not sure if we're gonna be back to 3 videos a day and move the roguelike videos to one of my other channels. I have like 4 monetized YouTube channels, so that is not a big deal. One of them is on ice anyway right now. Or if we will just, you know, I'll try the new set. I will enjoy it. I will definitely enjoy it. It seems very enjoyable. They're making some level changes as well, so you will not just be AFK until level 8, because that was also a big complaint. I feel like most of the games, you're just AFKing until level 8, and then you start playing the game. And if you then miss your roll down, the game's kind of over, and it was kind of cringe. But they are making you roll on level 6, on level 7 and stuff to preserve health. Seems a lot more fun in general. I haven't checked out everything yet. I checked out some things. I checked out the dev drop and stuff like that. I checked out Ludac's video. I always love checking out Ludac's video as a set introduction. I think he does a good job. And yeah, okay guys, let's get into it. Someone in Twitch chat is saying, first time chatter, rent's due. Rent is due, bro. That's the reason, guys. I was lying. That's the reason. I'm broke. I'm a freaking brokey, guys. I need some money. That's why we're back. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Anyway, let's get into it. Now, I have to admit, I always dread making this video. This is going to be like a 3-hour video. Why? Because I'm going to read every single thing. But I really have to read everything. Like, I don't want to play without reading everything. It's so cringe to go into a game. And TFT is already, you know, has a lot of decision-making involved. And then you have to read everything as you're playing. It makes the first 5 or 10 games super annoying to play. So I rather just sit through these 3 hours of reading, which I really hate. I really hate reading. The only thing we read is patch notes, because they're this, but to a lesser extent, and manga, guys. And manga has a lot of pictures. And the manga I read has a lot of naked women. Sorry, guys. Teamfight Tactics, Lore and Legends. Let's see. We have a team builder here. This is a lolchest.gg. I am not sponsored by them, obviously. But this is a pretty good website for reading the new stuff. Set mechanic. Now, this is what's bringing me back, if you haven't seen it yet. There is going to be 100 champions in this set. Usually, there's around 60. So how are they doing this? Without messing up the pools, right? How are you going to find anything? Well, they're doing it by finally adding something that is a staple in the genre they're in the auto battler genre. It is something like deck building, okay? So similar to the roguelikes that I've been playing lately. They brought in roguelike mechanics, and the roguelike brother man is back. Makes sense. So, out of the 1 costs, all of them will be normal. 14 1 costs in this game, in this new set. Out of the 2 costs, only 13 are normal, and then 6 you have to unlock. Now, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's not a stupid unlock mechanic where you unlock them like, I don't know, out of game, and then you have them for your next future TFT games of the set. No, you unlock them fresh every single game. So you start off your game with only 14 1 costs, 13 2 costs, 13 3 costs, 12 4 costs, and 8 5 costs. Okay? So these are the standard numbers. But then, depending on which quests, very cool, quests you accomplish during the game, you unlock new 2 costs, 3 costs, 4 costs, 13 more unlockable 4 costs than non-unlockable. So they basically more than doubled the amount of level 8 4 cost soup, legendary soup variety, and then 10 5 costs. So again, more than doubled. And then they just added some 7 costs, which are probably going to be crazy. Okay? And you also have to unlock them. So you have to basically do little quests. For example, I think one of them is build a gargoyles. And then you get one of the 3 costs. Something like that. I think Skarner. I don't know. I saw a Reddit comment. And then you basically, or maybe it's a 4 costs. And then you can, only then you can find Skarner in your shop, for example. Right? Very, very cool. I think by far the coolest thing they have ever added as a set mechanic. I think, in my opinion, this surpasses augments. So you can see why I'm excited. I quit in set 14, right? Set 14, I played PvE. It was so boring. It was so trash. Everything was the same. They just copied every ability from previous sets. Nothing was new. Nothing was unique. Clearly, they put like 3 people on that set. Absolute trash. Made me quit the game. Made me lose all conviction. Then, set 15, I was like, I'll check it out. I saw some videos. Nothing new. Nothing to bring me back. I did not feel the itch to play TFT at all these last 6 months. When I saw this mechanic, I actually got the itch to play again. Right? I actually am getting the itch to play again. I'm thinking of playing ranked, and even if I low roll, I think I'll have fun. Before that, I was like, oh yeah, you can always have fun in TFT, man. If you're the 3-star legendary, you are freaking throbbing. Veins are popping. Pre-com is oozing. Sorry. You're getting excited is what I'm trying to say. And you can always have fun in every TFT set, right? If you get a 3-star legendary, if you get some triple prismatic lobbies, super fun, right? But most of the games were just bland towards the end. But this is going to make it so you always have different forecasts. You're not just going to sit there and play Frost Varus, Pyro Frost Varus in set 12, whatever, every single game when it's a broken patch for it. And you're always aiming towards the same thing. And if you get AP items, you curse Morthdog how garbage his game is, right? Like, you're not going to do that here. You're going to have... Again, I hope you're not going to do that. Hold on. Let's not get too optimistic. It's still Riot Games. It is still, a lot of times, pretty mediocre balancing. Not too bad a lot of times, but mediocre. Let's just say that. I think that's a fair assessment. So this can still flop. I really hope. I'm rooting for them. The last 6 months, I was a Riot Games hate watcher. No cap. right? Because I feel like they ruined my little favorite game, right? TFT. Because they made it more and more towards... They moved it away from casuals. Like, what did they do last set? My favorite thing in the game is artifacts, and they made artifacts super boring and bland. Like, crazy, bro. They're removing... By the way, that's the only bad thing about this set. They are making artifacts extremely boring and bland. Unfortunate. It is what it is. I think I will not miss them too much if I have this unlockable mechanic, and it's good, or as good as it sounds on paper in my head. They also have a cool animation. You can see it here. Boom, Ionia gets unlocked because you did a certain quest. Okay? Very, very cool, in my opinion. Some of these quests are insane. For example, if you want Sylas, which in the lore is the mage killer, right? He's against Demacia. He's like chained by them. He's like in prison. Now, I was in prison once, guys. I was locked up once. But it was due to other reasons, like... You know what I'm saying, man. Like, bro, man, she said she was 8. No, I'm not going to make that joke. I'm not making that joke. People are already spamming Monka TOS. I'm not making that joke. No question marks, guys. Come on. No what? No what in caps lock. Alarm. No alarm. No alarm. It's a dumbass joke. Come on, guys. Why am I already incriminating myself? Anyway, guys, so yeah, Sylas is caged up by these filthy Demacian scum. Look at this Garen piece of garbage, man. He thinks he's big. He probably is freaking little stick man under this big freaking shoulder pads, man. Then look at this slut, Lux. You freaking slut. You're with Ezreal, but then you're with the other guy. Frick you, man. Frick this girl, man. And then Jarvan. Jarvan is alright. Jarvan is kind of cool. Anyway, frick these guys. You buy them, 2-star them, 4 costs. And then you sell them. Oh no. And what do you get? You get Sylas in the shop. Oh my goodness, guys. It's a 7 cost. I believe I saw a Reddit comment. Again, this might be wrong information. But yeah, very cool mechanics, right? Some of the quests are really crazy. Like having to 2-star 3 4 costs. I'm not sure if Jarvan is a 4 cost, but if they are both, probably. And then you get this legendary Giga unit, man. It's kind of cool. I like it. Really cool ideas. Love it. I love it. There's some examples. Look. Sell a 2-star Jarvan, 2-star Garen, 2-star Lux. Look, it was true. The Reddit comment was true. Sylas. Cool. 2-star Ambessa with 1 item dies. Mel is a 5 cost, so who's Ambessa? Ambessa, what is Ambessa? Probably a... Okay, I don't know. 2-star Ambessa with 1 item dies. Also, hold on, I forgot to say something. It's really cool. This also reduces RNG in TFT. Because a lot of times, there's a lot of casuals. I think casuals will love this set. Because a lot of casuals are like, I saw shurkou. I saw this weird pervert on the internet play, not talking about me, of course. There's another guy. He's a menace. So I saw this weird, disgusting, obese pervert. Okay, guys, I gained some weight lately. This disgusting, obese pervert. He played Sylas. I want to play Sylas. I want to play Sylas, man. You know what I'm saying? So then they queue up and they want to play Sylas. And then they have to do this. Okay. Sylas is a bad example. It's kind of hard to get Sylas, right? That's going to be a rare guy because you need to 2-star all of these. But let's say Mel. I want to play Mel. Okay. 2-star Ambessa with 1 item dies. You just got a 2-star Ambessa. And then Mel is a 5 cost. What if you don't find 5 costs, right? A casual player doesn't have good econ management. He's probably not going to reach level 9 every game and try and be able to find Mel. Well, congratulations. You get her for free. Your first copy of an unlockable champion is guaranteed in your next shop after their condition. What the frick is this, man? Condition. What the frick is this? Do they want some Dijon mustard? What are they doing, bro? Has been completed. So after you do this thing here, this massive quest, you're guaranteed Sylas in the next shop. Very cool. Very cool. Amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited, guys. Unlockable champions still use standard bag sizes and can be contested. So if someone else is playing Sylas, good luck trying to 2-star him. If you have no copies of an unlockable champion on your board or bench, they have reduced odds of appearing. So if you actually accidentally do one of these quests, because again, that was also my concern. That was the first thing I thought about when I saw the trailer. I was like, what the frick are they doing, man? The casuals are gonna accidentally unlock Bard. Reroll 4 times before stage 2 carousel. Look, they're gonna accidentally unlock Bard. And then they're gonna be like, oh man, now I wanna play a 2-cost reroll comp. And now I have this freaking Bard piece of garbage obese mother trucker poisoning my pool. And now I have lower odds, because if you have Bard in your pool, you have automatically more units in your pool. So you have lower chance to get the green unit you want and 3-star it. That would be really cringe. But if you actually accidentally do a quest, or maybe not accidentally, maybe you want to roll 4 times, but you don't want to play Bard, you just don't buy him. He shows up in the next shop, and you just don't buy him. And then he has a lower chance of appearing. Very cool. Very cool. They thought about a lot of things. This is classic TFT. They always make 2 absolute garbage sets, and then they make 1 good set. And then everyone comes back in, they get addicted, they buy stuff, and then they serve us absolute steaming hot poop. Roadkill skunk mixed with poop on our platter. And we still ate it up every time, didn't we, gentlemen? We still ate it up every single time. But we complained. We complained all day, all night. But we still ate it up every time. Didn't we, gentlemen? Some 5 costs have difficult enough unlock conditions that they've been upgraded to 7 costs. Cool. 7 costs work exactly like 5 costs in terms of odds and bag size, but are more powerful to justify the work to get them. Very cool. Very cool. Very cool. Someone says I'm eating. You mad, bro? View all unlockables. Let's do a gooning break. We did a lot of reading. Let's do a gooning break. Oh. It's not that good. I just wanted to make a joke. It's not that goony. It's not even that goony, man. It's okay. Okay. Now I think we should view all unlockables. Frick it. Frick it, bro. Unlock conditions. Frick, man. Frick. How are we gonna do that? Are we gonna leave? Ooh, they have Zaun. Zaun. Zahu. How are we gonna do this? I guess we're just gonna read all of them. Frick it, yeah. Unlock conditions. 2 costs. There's 6 of them. Bard. I'm gonna read the skill as well. That's why we're not reacting to Mortog's video. Mortog's video is always very good as a PB introduction, but he doesn't actually read every single ability. And let me tell you, I know why he doesn't. I'm pissed off doing it. It makes sense that he doesn't. I think his video is better. My video is trash because I read all of it. I'm pissed. It's 3 hours. But you know what? Frick it. Frick it, man. Let's just do it. Frick it, guys. I'm pissed, man. I hate reading, guys. Launch 6 meeps. 55 mana, launch 6 meeps are nearby enemies that deal a bunch of magic damage. Add an additional meep for each 3-star unit on your board. Sue, the reroll Andy. Okay, that's cool. He's the reroll Andy. You want to reroll early to unlock him. Reroll 4 times, so 8 gold invested. Before stage 2 carousel. Maybe you get augments that give you free rolls every turn, and boom, it's easier to complete this. Cool. Graves. Field a Twist of Fate with 2 items in combat. Okay? I don't know what Twist of Fate is. If he's a 2 cost, or a 1 cost, or a 3 cost. But anyway, 2 items on him. So probably 1 full item and half an item. Item component is going to count. So you could do this very early, probably. Maybe it's a 1 cost. Who knows? We'll see. The Twist of Fate. Collateral damage, 50 mana, passive. Attacks fire in a cone on target, dealing 45 damage to other enemies hit. Cool. Active, fire an explosive shell at a target, dealing a bunch of physical damage, split among enemies in a 1-hex circle. Partners in crime, when you field Graves and Twist of Fate, both gain bonuses. Oh, they have a little duo thing. Partners in crime, your strongest Twist of Fate's ability marks targets for your strongest Graves. Graves gains 2% stacking attack speed when attacking marked targets. Now, 2% sounds very small, but remember, he has his stupid buckshot. So his auto attacks are multiple. So if he hits someone melee range, it's probably going to hit give him multiple of these stacks. Okay, so the effects are not very strong. Like, it doesn't seem like a very strong unit in terms of numbers, because they do not want reroll to be very good this set. Remember that. They put a little learnings article, or whatever the frick they call them, and Mordog basically, no, it was his video. He basically explained, I didn't watch that video, but I read the Reddit comments that summarized it, and basically in that video, Mordog says that this set is aimed at competitive players, so it's going to be well balanced. It's not going to have a crazy set mechanic. So, well, it does have these unlockables, but these unlockables are not really a set mechanic where you inject like anomalies. Remember anomalies in set 13? Anomalies in that set basically upgraded or buffed up some of your units, and some of them were just extremely broken on some units. So it took a long time to balance. So I do agree with Mordog when he says that. I think it makes sense that this will actually be easier to balance, because the unlockable characters or champions are just another champion. You know, if they can balance champions, they can balance the unlockable champions, right? So yeah, this will be aimed at competitive players in terms of balance, but it will have a lot of good stuff for casuals, because, you know, the unlock mechanic is extremely cool for casuals. So I'm very excited. I'm a casual. I consider myself a casual. Remember, I am not challenger. I'm not gonna be challenger ever again. I'm not gonna invest that much time to be challenger. I'll probably be master, and then I'll start a new account and go up to master again. Maybe I'll, if a patch is very fun to grind, I might reach grandmaster again, but that's as far as I usually go at the very most. So yeah, partners in crime. So yeah, okay, cool. So you just need TF, and then you reroll them probably. Okay. Oriana, 3 Piltover or higher. All you need to do is activate the Piltover trait at 3 or higher. Send the ball to target, dealing. Okay, so she shoots her ball, splitting magic damage among enemies within 1 hex circle. Okay, some AoE. Then grant AP shield to the 2 lowest health allies. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good character. 2 lowest health allies can keep them alive. That's not bad. All you need is 3 Piltover. Yeah, 3 Piltover is kind of much though. Probably 2 1-cost units and a 2-cost unit. Something like that. Poopy. Field a Demacian or Yordle with 2 items in combat. Again, probably item components count, so 1.5. Gain shield for 4 seconds and deal physical damage to the target. After a delay, briefly knock them up. Okay, 2-cost tank with a knock-up. Bucklers fly out from the target, granting 2 nearby allies 30% of the shield gain. So again, AoE shielding. Interesting. Not bad. Good units early game usually. Stuff like that. Sounds like a good unit early game. Again, makes sense though. You need to unlock it. So if you start with Demacian or Yordle early game, you just pop 2 items on them and you can get a puppy. And you get it the next turn. Remember, you get it guaranteed. Or you can even roll to get it, but probably not going to do that early game. Field an Ash with 2 items in combat. Tryndamere, okay. Become enraged for 5 seconds. While enraged, gain AP durability. Okay, so AP scaling durability. That's damage reduction. And attacks are replaced with a strike that deals physical damage. Ignore 30% of armor against shield enemies. Bloodstar Bond. When you field Ash and Tryndamere, your strongest copies permanently increase their power on kill. Very cool. Bloodstar Bond. Gain increased move speed. Gain 10% attack damage. Permanently increased by 1% whenever Ash or Tryndamere score a kill. Not takedown, kill. So assists do not count. Very cool though. Very cool. So this is also going to be a cool reroll comp. Okay. I like that. Yorick. Restore AP and souls. Aha, so he scales with AP and souls. Restore health. Throw a globule of black mist at the enemy who has dealt the most damage this combat, preferring unique enemies. It 20% chills them for 4 seconds and raises the mana cost of their next cast by 20. That's annoying. Okay, Mana Reef. They brought that back. They haven't had that in a long time. They actually haven't had that in a long time. It was a very frustrating mechanic, but they're going very light on it. If I remember correctly, it was it would double the mana cost for the next cast or something. Now it's just 20 more. Well, yeah, it's okay. It then deals magic damage in 1 hex radius. Okay, 5% health magic damage. Okay, unlock condition: field a 2-star Viego with 2 items in combat. Okay, now we go to the 3 costs. Now it's gonna get a lot more exciting because 3 costs are usually good reroll targets. Again, they don't want to reroll to be too strong this set. They want you to go level 9, you know, which I like a lot. That's my preferred playstyle, so that's good for me. A lot of reroll players. Probably not good for you, but hey, it is what it is, man. Smell you later, sucker. Decimate. Have a Draven drop 1 gold. So Draven can drop gold. Okay, cool. Already looking forward to Draven in general then. Restore health and spin, dealing physical damage to adjacent enemies, applying a stack of hemorrhage that deals damage each second. If an enemy with hemorrhage drops below 8% health, slam on them, instantly killing them. Each stack increases the execute threshold by 5%. That's insane. Wait, that's such a cool character. 75 mana cost. 75 mana cost, so he probably ults like twice. And then they have a certain amount of hemorrhage on them. So he executes them at 18% with 2 stacks. But only if he has 2 stacks within 4 seconds again. Okay, cool. Very cool character. That is sick. I'm glad he didn't have to suffer playing set 15. I'm glad too, man. That set looked so bad. No offense. That was cooked. Okay. Gwen. Gwen, you need to collect 20 souls. Shadow Isles. So the Shadow Isle trait is probably something with souls, you know, where you farm souls. Dash around a target and snip. Scaling with souls. Ah, that's how Yorick scaled as well. Okay, cool. Dealing magic damage to them and damage to all other enemies in a cone. So she's gonna snip more often the more souls you farm. Very cool trait. Looking forward to this. I like the traits where they just grow throughout the freaking game. Cannon. 8-star levels of Ionia, Yordle, or Defender. Does that also count together? So let's say you have 4-star levels of Ionia, so you have 2 2-star Ionian units, and then you have 2 2-star Yordle units. Does that allow you to get the 8 combined and get cannon? Or do you have to have 8-star levels of Ionia, or 8-star levels of Yordle, or 8-star levels of Defender? I would assume it is mixed. You can mix them, which is cool. Okay. Gain AP shield and summon Storm of Lightning. 6 waves of bolts hit enemies within, dealing magic damage over 3 seconds. The first 3 targets to be struck by 3 bolts are stunned. Multiple stuns on the same have 50% effectiveness. This sounds very freaking crazy. That is a crazy tank. 900 AP shield. What the frick? Does that sound crazy to you? 6 waves of bolts hit enemies, dealing magic damage over 3 seconds. The first 3 stun as well. Bro, this sounds really insane. Yeah, looks like a 4 cost, right? That is a massive shield, man. And he has 3 traits. But his unlock mechanic is kind of difficult, right? Like, you're not gonna have this many 2-stars unless you roll, right? Unless you roll for them. So, it makes sense. Oh, I'm getting excited, guys. Like, I promise you, the last 2 TFT sets, I had zero interest of playing. The more I read of this, the more I'm getting excited. Just think about this. Like, just reading this, cannon seems absolutely broken. Like, you're gonna be happy having a 2-star cannon on your board in a lot of games because you have 3 traits, so you can always fit him in. And he has amazing abilities, right? Or an amazing ability. So, but you're not gonna specifically maybe roll for cannon. But if you hit cannon, you're gonna be happy. You're gonna be like, oh nice, I got cannon in my pool. Sick. I have a cannon this game. Cool. Very cool. So you're gonna actually have flexibility. You're actually gonna have sometimes a cannon. Sometimes you're gonna find a cannon and maybe try to accommodate your board a little bit to fit the cannon, empower him a little bit more. Maybe I'm just misinterpreting. I'm not the best player at this game, obviously. Maybe if Dish Soap was reading this, he would be like, man, this thing sucks, bro. Man, this guy sucks. Frick this piece of garbage Yordle. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. To me, it seems really strong. Seems like a very, very strong 3-cost tank. Seems amazing. Then we have Kobuko and Yuumi together. So you have two at once. Cute. 6 star levels of Brawler, Yordle, or Invoker. So easier to get than this bad boy. Easier to get. Okay. Well, not necessarily easier. Maybe Ionia is just a very low cost trait. Like a lot of 1 costs. Like maybe 2 1 cost Ionians. And then you already have half of Cannon unlocked. You know? Kobuko and Yuumi. Passive. Yuumi joins your strongest Kobuko. Every 3 seconds, she alternates between healing the lowest health ally or granting attack speed to the ally who has dealt the most damage for 4 seconds. Active. Dance. Restoring health over 3 seconds. That is freaking busted, man. So you're telling me you can just give 33% attack speed to your guy, to your main carry, every 4 seconds? No, every 3 seconds. No, that is busted. So here's the thing. This is also new about this set. Mortog always said they do not make support units. They do not want to make units that just, you know, give someone attack speed. And that's all they do. Because units like that are extremely strong without items. They do not require items. You should always have them on your board. Because if you have, let's say, a Karma that attaches to your carry, like back in set 4 or something, and she just gives them attack speed, why would you not have that Karma on your board? Like, you can literally just go level 9, you have your board on level 8, you just go level 9 to chuck in another Karma or something, and you just get more attack speed. Like, why would you not have that? You always... Because the way items scale in TFT, if you have 50 attack damage on a unit from an item, then giving them attack speed is way more worth than giving attack speed to someone who you didn't give attack damage to yet. So items scale exponentially in TFT. So having 3 items, you should never have 2 carries with 2 items each. You should always have 1 carry with 3 items. That is going to do more than 2 carries with 2 items. So giving someone with 3 items essentially another item by having some support trash lord on your team that doesn't even need items to do his job is extremely strong and extremely efficient. They said they do not want support units because it would result in all 8 players always buying that support unit, having it 2-star on your board. Either it's so strong that you need it, or it's just not strong enough and then no one plays that support unit. Then it's just not worth fielding on your army. So with this new unlock mechanic, they can actually make these support units, because not everyone is gonna unlock Yuumi. If Yuumi and Kobuko are so broken that everyone must unlock them, or it's not worth playing the game at all, like you cannot win without Kobuko Yuumi on your board, then they will just nerf it. But it will always be, they will always find a way where it's, if you happen to complete this quest, it's gonna be worth it to pick up your Kobuko and Yuumi. It's also not gonna be as contested, so you will actually find the 2-star, because yes, it's a 3-cost, but if 8 players are playing a 3-cost, you will not find the 2-star. So it can be very frustrating. But yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Guys, this will be a 15-hour video, man. Leblunki. Field a Scion with 2 items in combat. Okay. Now, that actually makes a lot of sense, because let me tell you some lore about LeBlanc. Field a Scion with 2 items in combat. I also get 2 items in combat when I field LeBlanc. One is a boner, the second is precon. Summon 3 dashing mirror images that strike the target and up to other nearby enemies. If the target takes magic damage and is stunned, the target takes magic damage and is stunned for 1 second, while other units hit take a little bit less. Okay. Unlock condition, field a Scion with 2 items in combat. Okay, cool. Just a standard mage, pretty cool. Get some stun as well. It's not really a standard mage, it actually stuns. So it's probably going to be like a... It's going to be very strong, right? Because it has an unlock mechanic. So if you 3-star it, it should still deal a ton of damage, because it's a 3-cost mage, right? They usually deal a lot of damage, but it also has stun. So Maybe you can just use it as a 2-star as well. Just abuse the stun. Now we have the most exciting part. The 4 costs. Rift Herald. Was? Hello? Hey. Ksh, ksh. There's a Rift Herald, guys. The frick is this, bro? We have a Rift Herald. You could get a Rift Herald as a unit? The frick is this? You can actually buy Rift Herald. You buy Rift Herald. You buy it. That's sick. Okay, let's start with Diana. Diana, field a 2-star Leona with 3 items in combat. Okay, 3 items now. So now it's 2 full items and a component. It's gonna be kind of tough. But then you get Diana, a 4 cost with 30 mana cost only. Passive, ability damage from your strongest Leona and strongest Diana. Mark enemies as moonlit, reducing their damage by 10%. Very useful, extremely good debuff. Insane unit, okay. Gain shield for 2 seconds. Unleash a bolt of lunar energy at the farthest non-moonlit enemy within 4 hexes. Okay, so she just debuffs everyone. Dealing magic damage, then dash to all moonlit enemies. Bah, with only 30 mana. Are you mentally ill? She's gonna spam this. Wait, this is gonna be the coolest unit already. I think I already found my favorite. Field a 2-star Leona with 3 items in combat. Wait, isn't this cinema? Isn't this Giga cinema here? She's gonna zap around like a mother trucker. Ooh. Ooh. Now, guys, I really hope they just continue with this, right? Like, I'm very excited. I hope they see... I hope this triples the player base, this set mechanic, and then they're like, okay, frick it, scrap set 17, whatever the frick it was, just put this mechanic in it. Like, I don't know. Like, I really hope so. Fizz, field 5 Yordles or Bilgewater units plus level 7. Ooh, I always love the Bilgewater trait the most. Field 5 Yordles or Bilgewater units plus level 7. Oh yeah, remember, all of these, there was a Reddit thread or a Reddit comment about how Skarner will be giga broken. Like, field a non-tank with Gargoyle Stoneplate in combat. Think about this. So you start the game with a cloak and a chainmail. You just stick it on some ranged cuck. You play your first... Sorry, I just burped. I don't know if you heard it. I just burped again. I don't give a frick if you heard it. So imagine you just start the game with cloak and chainmail. You just put it on your 1 cost, idiot. And then you just get a 4 cost on stage 2 man. But that doesn't work. Mortog already said you need to be level 7 for the 4 cost. Well, not for the 4 cost, just in specifically for Skarner, he said that. You need to be level 7 for these to show up, because then, you know, the next shop you get it, right? So you need to be level 7 for this to be completable. Okay? Let's read Fizz. 20 mana! I love units with low mana costs, and they're already hitting me with 2 4 costs with it. Become briefly untargetable, then jump to the farthest enemy within 4 hexes and deal magic damage to adjacent enemies. For the next 4 attacks, gain attack speed and deal bonus magic damage on hit. Do you think this is real? Yo, do you think this is real that it's 20 mana? There's no way, right? Read this ability. Oh, no. You're mana locked, though. For the next 4 attacks, you're mana locked. Okay. That's probably it. So the next 4 attacks, you can't gain mana. We're back. Yeah. Okay. Cool unit. Kaisa. Mana 0 out of 10. There's no way, bro. There's no way. This is all fake. All the mana costs are fake. There's no way there's 10 mana. Dash away from all enemies. Then fire missiles split across the 4 nearest enemies. Each missile deals physical damage. It's actually a low number, though. So maybe she just auto attacks, ults. She just keeps dashing. It could be. It could be, bro. It could be. Yeah, it could be 10 mana. Okay. Unlock condition. Find a long shot with 3 items in combat. Oh, field, sorry. A long shot. So long shot is just her trait. Okay. with 3 items in combat, and you need to be level 8 for Kai'Sa. So you can't be just level 7, you need to be level 8 for this mother trucker. So she's a proper carry. So they're also locking carries. So, like, imagine how often you're contested and it freaking sucks, right? But here, you can just, you know, oh, people are playing whatever other 4 costs there is. You can just do this quest and play Kai'Sa. Cool. And I think, as I said at the start, people, or Riot is trying to make you roll at level 6 and 7. So level 8 is not going to be as easy to get. They're upping the cost for it by 12 gold or something like that. So, like, you might be the only one level 8 for quite some time. So you can just get the Kai'Sas and you're out, right? Very cool. Kalista collects 75 souls. Okay. So for Gwen, it was like 20 souls. Now 75 for Kalista. So that's going to take some time. Summon soul spears. So the more souls, the more spears. Split among the 3 nearest enemies. After a brief delay, they each impale their target, dealing a bunch of damage. Obviously, the 3-star dealing a frick ton of damage, right? But that's 3-star 4 cost. That's usually a win condition. Physical damage and reducing armor by 1. So she penetrates armor. Very cool. Okay. 80 mana. Nasus lost 2, 3, 4 combats with Azir. Why 2, 3, 4? Is it sometimes 2, sometimes 3, sometimes 4? Buzz? Steal health. Split between nearest enemies. For 8 seconds, gain armor magic resistance. And deal percentage health magic damage to adjacent enemies each second. Okay, so this guy is just a giga tank, huh? He just yoinks enemy stats. Does anyone know what this means? Maybe it gives you a copy each time. It could give you a copy each time, yeah. But that's kind of crazy, no? It just gives you a 2-star for free? Oh, it depends what you unlocked so far. Ah, it's the Azir quest line. Oh, Azir has his own quest line. Every Shurima you unlock, next one is harder. Ah. Okay, cool, cool. Twitch chat has the sauce, has the secret info. Very good. Thank you guys, keep going. Good info. Okay, so every Shuriman you unlock, it gets harder. So it gets really hard to play full Shurima. Cool. Field 2, 2-star Nikos in combat together to get Nidalee. Nidalee is just has the cougar form image, so I assume she doesn't transform. Jump on adjacent target with the lowest health, then deal a bunch of magic damage to them, and magic damage to adjacent enemies. If any die, cast again, dealing 70% damage. Tanks take 50% more damage from this ability, and fighters take 25% more. So she is a tank killer. She's a melee carry tank killer. She's probably not going to kill tanks, but it just makes it easier to get through the tanks, and then eventually she's going to one-shot the backline probably, because 450 magic damage, 40 mana cost. That's going to be a fun unit. I always love melee AP carries the most, so this is going to be very fun. Renekton, win combats with Azir. So you can maybe unlock Nasus first, losing twice, and then boom, unlock Renekton, winning 3 times. Or you probably unlocked other stuff as well before, so maybe you lose 3 times, but 3 times losing is kind of hard, bro. Like, losing 3 times if it's already, like, late game-ish. I assume you have to be level 7, but maybe you can lose 3 times with Azir. Maybe Azir is a 1-cost, who knows, I don't know yet. But maybe you can lose 3 times, and then when you hit level 7, then the Nasus unlocks. Or, maybe you can get Nasus on stage 2. Maybe Nasus is allowed to show up on stage 2 and Skarner is just level 7 requirement. Who knows? I think you have to win and lose in a row. Yes. That would make sense. Azir is a 5-cost. Azir is a 5-cost. Are they done? So you have to find a freaking 5-cost. And then you have to still lose 2 times, at least. Like, brother, when are you finding a 5-cost? When you're at like 50 health? And then you lose twice? You're at 20 health. You're dead. GG. The quest starts with Azir. You're missing key information. Absolutely, I know, but we gotta start somewhere, right? Okay, cool. I love this. Let's read his ability. Dash to the farthest enemy, 30 mana within 2 hexes, dealing physical damage to all enemies in the path. Then slash 4 times, dealing a bunch of physical damage. Okay. Subsequent casts increase the number of slashes. Wow, that's fun. So he's just gonna be on hit. He's just gonna do a bunch of auto attacks. Or slashes, yeah. Very cool. So far, all units are extremely fun, except for Kalista. But she's probably fun too. If you collect a bunch of souls, she's gonna be giga strong. But so far, all of them are... Well, I mean, Nasus is just a tank, right? It's fine. This is super fun, super fun, super fun, super fun, super fun. Based. Very based. Rift Herald have Void active for 8-player combats. So 8-player combats... That is at the earliest stage 3, whatever. 3-5, whatever the frick. But you have to have Void active. Void is probably not easy to activate early. So it's probably going to take some time, yeah? Probably like you're looking at stage 4 where you get this. The first time. At the very earliest, probably. Again, we have to check the trait. How much Void is 1 cost and 2 cost. Warp Armor, mana. Gain max health and grow larger. Okay. Slam in a 2-hex circle on the target, dealing 6% AP and health. Okay. Magic damage to enemies. Hit. So health scaling. For 4 seconds, gain durability +1 for each enemy targeting this unit. So he gets a bunch of damage reduction. Okay, so it's just a giga tank with some big or decent damage, I hope at least. Okay. No CC, right? Am I reading this wrong? Slam in a 2-hex circle. No knock-up, no nothing. Really? Sounds kind of crazy for Rift Herald to not have a knock-up, right? Void is a 2-piece with 1 cost and 2 costs. So you can get Rift Herald giga early, man. Void is easy to hit. You only need 2 Void to activate it. Okay, that's insane. So you can get Rift Herald right at the start. I have a concern. Let me voice a concern. Usually, when they have traits or something that is time-based, like 8-player combats, usually when they have something like that in their game, it is always, every single time, it is complete trash unless you have it at the start of the game. So I think Void will not be playable unless you get it right at the start of the game. That's what they usually do. Because if someone gets lucky and they get Void at the start of the game, then they have a very early Rift Herald. And if Rift Herald is extremely strong, they win the game for free, right? They can go level 8, level 9 for free then. So usually, this type of thing sucks unless you get it very early. But yeah, usually, right? Who knows? Maybe. Maybe it's going to still be fine. Maybe it's still going to be better balanced. It's also going to feel good because only you can find it then. Yes, exactly. If you're the only one with Void early, you're the only one finding this bad boy. But I mean, it's a 4 cost. So what? Are you going to be... You're probably level 7 at stage 3, like 3-5 after the carousel at the earliest. So then what? Are you going to freaking roll on level 7 to find a 4 cost? Probably not. So even if someone finds it like middle of stage 2 Void, he can still contest you. Cool. Okay, next one. Singed. Take 30 damage and 4 Zonites or Juggernauts. Okay, Zonites is just a trait. Okay, so you need 4 Juggernauts or 4 Zonites. Very fun info. If you play... Like, you need 4 Juggernauts, right? You can play Misfortune, and she's gonna give you 2 Jugs for free. It's actually crazy, man. Like, if you play Sona and Misfortune, you already have this. It's an Easter egg. Trust me. Try it in your game. When it comes out, when PBE comes out tonight, try it. I promise you. I'm not lying to you. You can play Sona and Misfortune, and you're done. You're done, bro. No cap. Singed. Passive. Run around the battlefield. So he has 80 mana. But this is passive. Run around the battlefield, leaving Poison Trail. Okay, that lingers for 4 seconds. Poison Trail deals a bunch of magic damage per second. Gain 10 attack speed. So, it scales with attack speed. gain 10 mana each second. So you can gain more mana, scaling with attack speed. And then his active is for 4 seconds, gain increased move speed, restore health each second, a lot of it, decent amount, 100 with AP scaling, and gain 50 armor and magic resistance. That is really fun. That is really fun. Okay. And you need to take 30 damage though. Interesting unit. He's gonna terrorize the backline. He's like the carry augment Singed, the 1-cost that we had in set 13, right? In the arcane set. Skarner. We already read his thing. You need the gargoyles on a non-tank unit. Passive. All allies gain armor. That's really good. 2-star. Everyone just gains 20 armor. Nice. And then gain a big-ass shield for 4 seconds. Impale up to 3 nearby enemies in a line. Dealing armor, physical damage, and stunning them. Okay. Now, let me just compare this to Cannon. 2-star Skarner gains an 875 shield. 2-star Cannon gains... Oh, a 700. 900 is 3-star. Okay, my bad. Sorry, never mind. False alarm. Still, though, you can see Cannon is pretty nice. Okay, cool. So we have a stunning armor buffing Muron here. Not bad. And he's very easy to unlock. So if you want a Skarner, you can probably quite easily get it almost every game. Because even if you unlock this late game, right? If you want like a stun bot late game, tank, you can still unlock it late game, right? It's fine. And you can play a 1-star Skarner. What's his mana? 120 mana. If you give him some tank items, even if he's 1-star, he's probably going to stun. He's probably going to be able to stun, right? It's like Jarvan and stuff from previous sets. Not too bad. Veigar. Field a unit with 2 Rabadon's death caps in combat. That's very unique. Okay. Hopefully he works well with Rabadon's death cap. And he does. Passive. Gain 50% more ability power from all sources. So you could maybe play double Rabadons on this idiot. 60 mana Darkstorm active. Call down a storm of 12 meteors across the battlefield that deal magic damage each. They can innately critically strike. For each one that kills an enemy, permanently gain 1 ability power. Wait, that is so cool, man. Wait, this is so cool. Wow. Okay. Nice. Very exciting again. So again, so far, we only have bangers here. Everything is fun except for Nasus, but he's not supposed to be fun. He's just a tank. Skarner is just an AoE tank stun. Like, it's not supposed to be a unique, interesting, fun unit. And then Rift Herald is just a moron, but he's kind of fun, right? If you give him a bunch of health, he probably deals a bunch of damage. A Warwick, 2-star Jinx and 2-star Vi. Okay, makes sense. 2-star Jinx, 2-star Vi. We don't know what their tier is yet. He has 100 mana. He gains a bunch of attack speed. Omnivamp, increase move speed, and deals bonus physical damage on attack for the rest of combat. While this effect is active, takedowns grant Warwick, Jinx, and Vi attack speed for 3 seconds. And takedowns are assists as well. So this is crazy. So is he gonna keep stacking it up? So if he uses his ult again, is he gonna get another round of Omnivamp and attack speed? Or does he just basically turn into this new mode and he's just this for the rest of combat? I would assume he's this for the rest of combat. I don't think he can use it again. Yeah, I don't think he can use it again. You know what I'm saying? The world is ending. League servers are down. No, that's good for me. Now people are going to watch the stream. You freaking unemployed morons, man. You're like, oh man, I want to play some League. And then boom, server is down. I guess I'll watch this freaking dumbass gooner on the internet. GG, bro. It's down everywhere. Perfect. Good. Sue. XDD. GG. That's what I did. Enjoy, brother man. Time to go to the gym. Yeah, but that's the beauty of this video. Or of this stream. You can just listen to me. Because I'm really just reading. I'm not really playing anything. Okay, Yone. This one is sick. 3-star Yasuo. You need to 3-star Yasuo. And only then you can get Yone. And they have a Blade Brothers thingy. Nice. Passive. Attacks alternate between dealing bonus physical and bonus magic damage. Okay, very nice. This is similar to the Ionia of set 7. Active. Strike through the most enemies possible within 3 hexes. So probably his ult. Knocking them up. Oh, okay. That's insane. Physical and magic damage. That scales with AD and AP. Ionia then splits physical damage and among all enemies hit, bro. So if he hits only 1, he's gonna Giga Nuke them. If he hits 3, then it's gonna be... or if he hits like 4, it's gonna be less. Okay, cool. And then Blade Brothers. When you field Yasuo and Ionia, they cross their blades, oozing When you field Yasuo and Ionia, Yasuo assists Ionia's casts. Blade Brothers. When Ionia casts, your stronger Yasuo blinks to each target, dealing bonus physical damage. That is sick. So you 3-star the dumbass Yasuo, and then you get Ionia as your reward, and they actually work well together, and it's really fun. Cool. I love this. I love this. And now the 5 cost. That's probably going to be the most exciting one. Aatrox. Field a unit with 40% Omnivamp. That's a lot. In combat. Plus level 8. So you can get like a Bloodthirster and something that already gets Omnivamp. For example, Warwick. 15% Omnivamp. I think Bloodthirster is 25%. So that's already it. So if you are playing Warwick, you will probably give him a Bloodthirster anyway. And then boom. You will have Aatrox. And you need to be level 8. On cast, cycle through one of the following abilities. Slash in a line, dealing physical damage, and 20% sundering them. Sunder is armor penetration. Swipe in a cone, dealing physical damage, and knocking them up for a second. Slam on a target, dealing damage in a 1-hex circle. Targets below 50% max health are executed. 30 mana. That is really cool. So he just cycles through his Q. And he has his own trait, which is World Ender, which we will read later. 12 star levels of Demacia. And then you get Galio. And Demacia units are probably very high cost. We already saw Garen and Lux. They're both 4 costs. So that's probably going to be kind of difficult. That's 6 2-star units. 6 2-star units of Demacia to unlock Galio. Passive. Every third attack deals magic damage with magic resistance scaling in a circle around the target. And then active. Dash with 140 mana. Very high mana cost. Dash into the largest group of units and inspire all allies within 2 hexes, granting them a shield. Then crash down, dealing bonus magic damage to all enemies within 2 hexes, and that's also magic resistance scaling. Cool. Very interesting, very strong, extremely powerful tank. Shielding for the whole team. 600 shielding for the entire team, but only within 2 hexes. 2 hexes is not that big. It's not the classic Galio ult. It's not that big, 2 hexes. Okay, cool. Then we have Mel, 2-star Mbessa with 1 item dice. Passive, so she has 200 mana, insane, stupidly high mana cost, can only ult once per combat. Passive, while gaining mana, throw out radiant orbs that orbit around the target. They deal magic damage in a 1-hex radius and drain 1 mana from units hit each second. After draining mana, gain a random radiant item. After draining 250 mana, gain a random radiant item. Active. Detonate orbs on targets, causing a 3-hex radius explosion that deals 1500 magic damage on 2-star to them and 750 to all other enemies hit. That's a crazy mother trucker, man. Her ult in League, yeah, I get it. This is really cool. This is really cool. So she's gonna have to... Maybe you go double Shojin or something. Because the more mana she gains, the more orbs she pops. The more orbs she pops, right? I assume. I don't know. Kind of crazy. Cool. Set level 8 plus field only 1 unit in the first 2 rows of combat. Okay, that's easy. That's a very easy... quest. That's so easy, right? It's piss easy. You can do that with anything. grab target and slam them forward, dealing a bunch of damage of their max health as magic damage to them. All other enemies within 3 hexes take 50% of the total damage. So he is just using his ult. 90 mana cost, just his League of Legends ult, huh? Cool. Okay, nothing too crazy, easy to unlock. What is he? Ionia and the boss. He has his own trait as well. Okay. T-Hex. The Piltover T-Hex. But now it's a unit that you can buy. Hextech Arsenal. Passive. Attacks fire a barrage of 4 bullets. Okay, very cool. And then active. Gain 20% health shield as well. So flat value and 20% health shield. And begin consuming 33 mana per second. Each second while casting, fire a laser that deals physical damage reduced by 15% per enemy hit, up to 45%. Additionally, launch attack speed scaling missiles split between 4 nearby enemies that each deal physical damage. That is so cool. Is he ranged? Is he ranged or is he melee? He gets a shield. He has 100 mana. It's a lot of mana cost. This is really cool. This is really freaking cool. Okay. Nice. And then Tahm Kench. We have the Tahm Kench, which is a lot of people's favorite legendary of all time. Spent 500 silver serpents. That's probably the Bilgewater trait mechanic. He's a bruiser, Bilgewater, and a glutton. Glutton is his own trait, and he can devour targets. So you can feed him. You can hover a unit that you bought above him, and he's gonna eat them, and he's gonna gain stats for the unit. So if you feed him a 4-cost tank, he's gonna gain a bunch of health, stuff like that, right? Permanent. So you can really stack this guy up if you find one early. And you need to spend 500 silver serpents to get one though. We haven't read Bilgewater yet, but it's probably gonna be quite tough. And then his ult is just devour the enemy target, dealing a bunch of magic damage, making them immune to other sources of damage. During this time, gain 30% durability. If they are immune to crowd control, deal magic damage instead. Okay. If they die while devoured, spit out a random component they were holding or the unit's cost in gold. Otherwise, spit them towards the farthest enemy, briefly stunning targets on impact. So you want this guy to get kills because he's going to farm you infinite gold and items. That's always my favorite unit. 5-cost is the one that farms gold and items, so that's going to be really fun. Thresh, collect 150 souls. That's a crazy amount. Gwen was 20. Kalista was 75, now 150. I assume the more Shadow Isles you have, the more souls you drop. So once you unlock Gwen, you start farming more. Once you unlock Kalista, you start farming even more souls. Passive, each second deal magic damage to all enemies within 2 hexes. Heal for 40% of the damage dealt by this effect. Very cool. And then the box, 50 mana. Create a prison of walls in a 2-hex radius that lasts 5 seconds. While active, the passive's damage is doubled. When an enemy touches a wall, they take magic damage. If there are less than 2 enemies inside the box at any time, drag an enemy in. That's a really cool unit. That's going to be very flashy. And he's actually like a damage dealer. He's like a carry. He's like a melee drain tank carry type of thing. He's going to heal a lot. Very cool. Okay. And then again, you get more Shadow Isles, right? You get another Shadow Isle guy. And he's a Warden. A Volibear. Level 8 plus have a unit with 3,800 health. 20 mana cost only. Freljord Bruiser. Bite the target and mark them. Dealing 3% plus 100, 152,000 AD and health physical damage. Increased by 60% if they are already marked. After casting 5 times, leap to a nearby hex, activating Stormbringer and dealing 3% health physical damage to enemies within 2 hex radius. And then Stormbringer. Gain health, blah blah blah. Every 2 seconds, summon lightning bolt to nearby enemy. Take down, summon a bolt on fallen enemies. Have a unit with 3,800 health. So this is probably, we're looking at double Warmogs, and he probably wants double Warmogs because everything scales with percentage health. I mean, maybe not double Warmogs, but you know what I'm saying. He wants a lot of health. Cool. So he's like a melee, tanky, bruiser, damage dealer type of thing. Not bad. Not bad. Seraph. Alternate winning and losing 3, 4, 5 times with Azir. Bro, how are you supposed to get this? Bro, like, how can you lose so many times? Alternate winning and losing 3, 4, 5 times with Azir. Bro, you have to be full HP. You have to be full HP to complete this Shurima quest. This is insane. Launch Arcane Blast randomly split between the closest enemies that each deal magic damage. So this is like the Arcane... not the Arcane. What was it? Arcana. Arcana Seraph. The same guy, right? No, actually, it's the closest 4 enemies. Aha. Closest 4 enemies only. So he's gonna focus the tanks first. Unlock condition, yeah. Bah. Cool. 135 mana. Probably just gonna wipe everything that he's focusing. But he's not gonna randomly kill your backline. And then Ziggs. Field a Yordle or Zonite with 3 items. And you need to be level 9. So the unlock mechanic is very easy. But you need to be level 9. So they added that as a caveat. 160 mana Mega Inferno Bomb. Passive. Attacks are replaced with a bomb that bounces 1 time. Dealing magic damage to units hit. That is cool. Active. Throw an enormous bomb at the largest 4-hex group of enemies that explodes on impact. Dealing a bunch of magic damage to enemies based on their distance from the epicenter. So the middle is going to do the most. Okay. For Shurima is insta-win. So supposed to be really hard to hit. Okay, I'll read it. Oh, that's sick though. That is so cool. I'll have to play a lot on Smurfs, man. Like, I feel like if I play this set and if I play it a lot, I will just try to unlock all of this garbage, right? Like, that's going to be the fun thing of this game. They really turn it into a roguelike. When I play roguelikes, I don't just sit there and trying to be the optimal thing and try to beat the game. Because beating a roguelike is very easy, right? Like, usually. You try to, like, beat it with every different character and every different weapon. You try to beat it, right? So that's what I'll basically do. I'll just try to hit every different thing, I think. We'll see. We'll see. Sounds fun. Aurelion Sol. Okay. Now this is going crazy. Now it's the 7 costs. There's Baron Nasher. Level 10 plus Void 7. Jesus Christ, man. Okay. Brock. Who the frick is Brock? Who the frick is Brock? We have Brock from Pokemon. Collect 500 Ishtal clues. What? Are we playing Blue's Clues? What is happening here? Okay, first Aurelion Sol. Field Targon 5 in combat. Targon, by the way, I heard, is the new threat trait. So if you played set 8, there were these threats. If you didn't, I'm going to explain. There were these threats which were units without a trait. They had the threat trait, and they were just very strong. And that's it. They were just strong units, but they didn't benefit from any of the traits. They didn't benefit from anything, right? So basically, they were just standalone strong units. So let's say you're level 7, you already have a good comp. You're level to 8, you don't know what to add. You just add a random threat. And it was very fun. It was one of my favorite set mechanics. I think that was amazing. I don't know why they scrapped something like that. They did it sometimes, like the Druid, the Wukong Druid in set. I think it was also the set with Frost and stuff. But they really shied away from this. But now they're bringing it back here with the Targon trait. And so basically you need to play these 5 of these traitless units and then you get Aurelion Sol. Passive. After dealing ability damage to an enemy, gain Stardust. Stardust makes the skies descend more powerful. Active. Crash a star on a target, dealing magic damage. And then, yeah. So 90 mana cost. So crash a star on the target at 20 Stardust. Create a shockwave that deals additional magic damage in 3x radius. At 60, the star crash deals 12% more damage. Shockwave increases to a 4 hex radius at 100. Knock up targets in the Star Crash for 2 seconds. Then Shockwave increases to 10 radius. Okay, 10 radius is ridiculous. So 250 is a win condition. 250 is just going to hit the entire board. That's sick. Again, it's probably very hard to get Aurelion Sol. I assume there's a Targon 5 cost. Or maybe even 2 of them. So, yeah. The Star Crash deals 25% bonus true damage. Also calls down a meteor storm that deals split between living enemies. Summon a black hole at the epicenter, instantly killing enemies within at 1199. Probably impossible to get, most likely. Okay. Baron Nasher. Guys, how long is this video? 1 hour, 10 minutes. I read not even half the units. Can I leave, guys? Can I just leave now? Baron Nasher, 7 cost, mana 50, passive, immune to crowd control effects. Attacks deal damage in a line on a target if no enemies in range. Dash to the next one and knock up adjacent enemies on arrival. While in the Void Rift, erupt a tentacle below a random enemy every 3 seconds that knocks them up for 1.5 seconds. Okay. Active slam and erect spikes. Dealing physical damage to enemies hit. Then over 3 seconds, split 10 globs of acid that deal physical damage. Okay, sure, man. Sure. So this is basically the Void big boy. You need to be level 10, which is insane, and Void 7. So you will need Rift Herald, most likely as well. But that's not really difficult if you're level 10 and have Void 7. So yeah. Okay. Then Brock. Collect 500 Ishtal clues total. Passive. Immune to crowd control effects. Attacks briefly knock up target and deal 50% damage in a 1 hex radius. And then active 100 mana. Slam the ground. Dealing a bunch of health scaling physical damage to all enemies. To all enemies. Global. Very cool. Reduced by 15% for each hex from the center, down to 40%. If this is the first time they've been hit by Seismic Slam this combat, knock them up for up to 1.75 seconds. 12 rocks fall around the battlefield, each dealing physical damage to enemies hit. So this is like 6 cost Victor from the Arcane set with the big knock up, where it just knocked up everyone in the game. Very cool. Or all enemies. I like this. Brock. Rise. Field 4 region traits together in combat. Plus level 8. This guy has no trait. He's just a rune mage. Field 4 region traits together in combat plus level 8. 4 region traits. I don't think that's hard. You just play some different traits, boom, and you just need to be level 8 and you get a 7 cost immediately? This is insane. Everyone's gonna get this. Like what? This is very easy to get. Okay, let's read it. Holy frick, it's so long you can't even see the entire bubble. My brother, I can't see the entire bubble. Okay, I'm too lazy. Release a runic blast, dealing magic damage. It splits in 2, dealing 30% of the each secondary split, bro. Blasts explode on impact, dealing Demacia, executes targets below. So basically this guy just takes the freaking things. Depending on which traits you play, he has different abilities. Okay. But they don't really change that much. Like blast, split, and additional time. It's always a blast, you know? It's not like the other Targon Rise in the past or whatever it was. Or Ionia Rise. That was like... Yeah, he was different. He joined different traits. So sometimes it was Ionia Rise, sometimes it was Freljord, whatever. And then he had completely different abilities. And it was different each game. But this time it is just... it's always a magic damage dealer with an AoE blast. And then they change. Basically. Demacia executes targets below. Armor and MR, scaling percentage health. Okay, cool. Silas, then let's read Silas. We already know how he's gotten. Cast 1 of 3 spells, 30 mana. Cataclysm. Leap on a nearby enemy. Stunning them. Demacian Justice. Magic damage to target. If they're below 15% max health, execute them. And Final Spark. Magic damage to all enemies in the line. So he just steals the freaking idiot's skills that you sold. And he just randomly casts one of 3 spells. I assume it's random. With only 30 mana cost, this is an extremely powerful unit. This is absolutely broken, but it's very hard to unlock. Very cool. Very, very cool. Wow. Okay. And then we have Zaun. I don't know how to say it. Zahin? Get the Xinjiao Champion Augment. Plus field a 3-star Xinjiao for 5 rounds. Okay. 3-star Xin. We need to see what the cost tier of Xin is. But you need the augment as well. It's kind of crazy, okay? So this is like a late game win condition for the Xin carry augment. Dash around target and slash in a circle, dealing only 40 mana. Okay, physical damage to target and around. If the target doesn't die, immediately cast again. So he's just gonna spam cast until they're dead. If this ability is cast 25 times in a row, instead slam on a target, instantly killing them and dealing physical damage to all enemies within 3 hexes. That's a fun guy. That's cool. So if he gets stuck on a tank, nope, he's just gonna kill them. Okay. Okay, cool. Now we are freaking cooked, man. Bro, they brought Loris back. No. They brought this freaking dumbass back? Was? Okay. Hold on. How do we do this? Champions? Traits. Let's read the traits first and then continue. Or, no. I do the same thing last time. I read the traits and then the champion in the trait. The ones I haven't read yet. Cinema. Freaking cinema. Is he standing? I'm standing, bro. You mad, bro? Okay. Assimilator. So she's an assimilator. Kaisa has different ability depending if her attack damage or ability power is higher. That's really cool. But it doesn't list the second ability. That's really, really cool. That's going to be such a fun unit. Bilgewater. Each round, gain Silver Serpents. Plus 2 additional for each Bilgewater takedown. Cool. Silver Serpents can be spent in the black market to grant Bilgewater champions bonus stats and special loot. Higher tiers unlock rarer loot. And then at current bonus stats, so 3, you can start with 3 Bilgewater. At stage 2-2, you can find an Ilaoi, which restores health and slams the tentacle. Physical damage in a line, sure. Just a tank bruiser. Just an early game tank. So you need 1 cost Ilaoi and 2 cost Twisted Fate. And you will be on and you give him 2 items and boom. You get Graves in the very next shop. And then you already have 3 Bilgewater. And you're starting your journey, your pirate journey. Twisted Fate has passive, deals bonus magic damage. After every 3rd attack, throw 3 cards in a cone that deal... Okay, so he throws his wild cards every 3 attacks, reduced by 50% for each enemy they pass through, and then partners in crime. So he doesn't have mana. He just has... well, he has 0 out of 3 mana, just indicating that every 3rd attack is the freaking juicer. Okay, cool. 18 Serpents, and you need 500 to unlock this guy. So 18 Serpents, let's say you get lucky and you get stage 3 at Krugs, you drop these 2. So stage 3 you have this, so 18, so you get 18, let's say Twist of Fate, let's say you get 18 times 4 until Krugs, let's just round it up, frick it, I'm too lazy. Round it up like a bouse, 80. So let's say you have 80 Serpents. Let's say 90 because you get some kills. 90 Serpents. Then you get these idiots. Then you start getting 30. So you get 150 in the next thingy. You get 150. So now you're like 240. They get some kills. This guy's a bouse. He just gets infinite kills. And then you have like, say you have like 300 stacks. You have like 300 stacks at Wolves. you have like 300 stacks at Wolves. It's kind of hard, huh? Stage 4, going into stage 4, you have like 300 stacks. And then you roll down. And then you roll down, you get Misfortune. You roll down, but remember, it's hard to go level 8. It's actually difficult to go level 8, so you can't go level 8 at stage 4 most likely. But maybe you get some money. Alright, cool. Maybe you get some money, right? Improved loot. And then superior loot. And then you get Tahm Kench. And then you start feeding him. We're looking at a realistic Tahm Kench at stage 5. Starting stage 5. We're looking at a realistic Tahm Kench. And then you don't really have much time to feed him. But you can still feed him every turn. Okay. And then obviously 10 things. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. You have 8 units. You need 2 spatulas. 2 emblems to get thing. And you fire cannons in caps lock. 2x the stats as well. So 2x the stats from the loot you buy from the black market, right? This is very fun. This is cool. Let's see what Gangplank does. Toss barrels at the 3 nearest enemies and detonate them. They deal damage. Reduced by 20% for each barrel in the chain. Barrels reduce their target's armor by 10%. Increase to 30 if the damage critically strikes. That is really cool. So he gets armor pen, but increased if he crits. And 50 mana only. Very cool unit. So he's just going to use Shojin, Infinity Edge, stuff like that. Slayer, Vanquisher. Vanquisher is the crit trait if they just copied it from set 9. Yeah, set 9, I think. I don't freaking know, man. I think set 9. Yeah, cool. Cool unit. And wait, wasn't it somewhere someone farms gold? Oh yeah, Draven farms gold, not Gangplank. Okay. Because usually Gangplank can farm gold. Passive every 4 seconds on cast. The next attack deals damage. And on cast, sorry. The next attack deals more damage. With MR scaling. Active gain shields. Okay, that's a good tank. Good tank Nautilus here. Juggernaut and Warden. 2 tank traits. 3 traits in total. Not bad. And then we have the guy. And then we have MF. Passive. Attacks ricochet to the highest current health enemy. Dealing 50% damage. That's really cool. Okay, so she really focuses down tanks. She has 30 mana. Active fire waves of bullets that land on the 2 nearest enemies. The first wave deals physical damage, and the rest deal slightly less physical damage. No, it's the same exact amount. It's kind of weird. Every third cast increases the number of waves by 1. Aha. Aha. Okay. And then we read this guy already. Bilgewater, very cool. Very cool. So you stack up the rewards throughout the game. Very fun to play. Traits like that. Then we have Blacksmith. This is Ornn. Ornn has his own trait. After each player combat, your strongest Ornn participates in. He makes progress forging an artifact item. Each item he is equipped with grants him more max health. Artifacts grant 300% more. So you want to give him artifacts. Okay. Summon an elemental from behind the farthest enemy. It chills enemies, so that's attack speed slow, for 3 seconds and deals magic damage to them. When it arrives, headbutt it and redirect it toward another distant enemy, dealing magic damage instead. When it arrives, headbutt it and redirect it toward another distant enemy. So he just uses ult, huh? Dealing magic damage instead. Okay, so what the frick is this? Is this a tank? It's not really a tank. I guess it's like a disruptor. He just slows attack speed. It's kind of annoying to deal with, but doesn't seem crazy. But he is a Warden, so he's probably going to be tanky based on that. And he's going to get a bunch of health passively. And he's going to give you items. So you kind of want him early on and then farm items with him. Come. Caretaker. After winning player combat, gain a random unit from Runeterra. After losing combat, gain 3 rerolls with the amount increasing by stage. Okay. So that's his own trait. A 2-cost has his own trait, but again, it's an unlockable 2-cost. Still very cool though. The winning player combat, gain a random unit from Runeterra. Okay. Maybe it depends on level. So this is the win streak guy. Well, that's kind of sick. That's kind of sick, bro. Chainbreaker. Silas rotates between different abilities depending on which one is most useful at the moment. He cannot cast the same one twice in a row. Okay, so that is sick. So he has some AI to himself. We already know his 3 abilities. We already read them. Chrono Keeper. Oh, frick. We have Zillion as a 5 cost. Chrono Keeper Invoker. 40 mana. Throw a time bomb on the nearest enemy without one. Time bombs deal magic damage each second. When the target dies, they explode, dealing a bunch of magic damage in a 1 hex radius and grant Zillion 50 mana. If a time bomb is on an enemy for 18 at 1 star, 16 at 2 star seconds, and Zillion is alive, the enemy instantly dies. So it just puts a timer on everyone. That's sick. That's such a fun unit. Every 2 casts, the Chrono Keeper stores 1 XP. If he has enough stored for you to level up, he transfers you to required XP. If you're level 10, he instead gains 50% damage amp. Fun enemy. Or fun unit. 40 mana only. Cool. So you basically want to throw to the nearest enemy without on. You want to position this guy to basically snipe something important. It's gonna be interesting. You can put him in front of the main tank and make your actual carry try to focus other people, and then the main tank just dies after 16 seconds at 2 star Zillion. But he doesn't really bring utility with himself. He gives you XP, so if you find him early, he's probably going to be strong. But if you find him late game, you can't really afford, when the player damage is like 25 or something, you can't really afford to play a deadweight like this on your board. So this is probably going to be either it's probably going to be slightly underwhelming. It sounds really hype, but I think in an actual game, you're not going to play Zillion often. I'm happy to be wrong though. Darkchild. Any summons Tibbers on your bench who can be fielded and equipped with items separately. His star level is the same as Any's. That's cool. So you just get an actual Tibbers and you can give items to him. Erupt the entire battlefield in flames. 160 mana. Arcanist trait. Okay, the AP trait usually. Permanently burning and wounding all enemies. So you do not need heal reduction when you have any. Magic damage to each. Well, you still need it though, because 160 mana is kind of a long time to cast. Magic damage to each of them over 45 seconds. So 45 seconds is obviously just the entire fight. You want her to cast as early as possible because she's dealing this crazy amount of damage over 45 seconds. And his max mana is reduced by 140 for the rest of combat. Subsequent casts launch a fireball at target that deals magic damage. So she basically turns into a 20 mana mage afterwards. So you could give her blue buff. And blue buff is going to give her a lot of starting mana. And that is going to allow her to use her big ult first. And then the next ults with 10 mana only with blue buff. So it's probably blue buff, yeah. It's a blue buff carry. Cool. Darkin. Then we have Zahin and Aatrox. Aatrox not that tough to get, but Zahin really tough to get. Very rare that you will have Zahin, I guess. It's 2 A's, 1 E, so it's probably not Zahin. I don't know, bro. Oh, blue buff is reworked. What is blue buff now? What is blue buff, guys? I don't freaking know. By the way, I'll thank all the subs and the bits later. We're locked in. We're locked in on the video. Oh, blue buff is pure mana regen. What? They changed on set 15. Ah, okay. Okay, I'll have to see it then. 5 mana regen. Gives mana regen and max AP AD. Without attacks. So 5 mana per second or what? It just gives you 5 mana per second? That's kind of good too. I don't know, we'll see. The Darkin. 1 Darkin gain Omnivamp. There's a Darkin trait, but there's only 2 Darkin. Okay. Darkin gain 15% Omnivamp, and you heal for 25% of the player damage you deal. You heal your player damage. You heal your player, your tactician, your river sprite's health. You heal that. You heal that. That's freaking crazy. And whenever Darkin restore 100 health. They deal 100 magic damage to the 2 closest enemies. That is pretty strong. So you want an emblem. There is an emblem for 3 Darken. Interesting. Third Darken is artifact. Oh, Darken becomes who equips the new artifact. There's a new artifact. Aha. There's an artifact. Okay, that's cool actually. Okay, nice. Because even just playing 2 Darken, like, you won't have Zaun most of your games. Like 99% of your games, you won't have this guy. But you will have Aatrox pretty easily. You just need an Omnivamp guy. So you can play 2 Darken with the item. Demacia. Each time your team loses 25% max health, Demacians rally, reducing the cost of their abilities by 10%. Demacians gain armor and magic resistance. Okay, so the way this works is each time your team loses 25% of max health, this is not your entire team has to lose 1/4 of their health bar. This is, you have maybe 10,000 combined health on your board, and your tank with 2,500 health dies. Well, that's 25%, and everyone rallies. Okay, cool. Usually that's how it works. So the Demacians gain armor magic resistance. So this is where they gain armor magic resistance. On rally, smite enemies with 5% of their max health. Okay, and then on 11 Demacia, Mr. Battle for Demacia. Oh no, it's armor and MR. And then battle for Demacia. I thought it's Mr. Battle. Guys, I'm dumb as frick, man. I'm dumb as frick, bro. That's funny. Ooh, look, Sona exists. The 2 Juggernaut coming in, clutch. Oh, Jarvan is a 1 cost, so it's very easy to sell Jarvan 2-star. You just need to sell these guys. Okay. Gain shield, grant allies attack speed for 4 seconds. Good unit, good tank. Deal magic damage to nearby enemies. Restore health to the lowest health ally. 30 mana cost, good, decent. Sona. And then we already read this thing. Oh, Zin is a 2 cost, so it's not going to be very difficult to 3-star him. Strike target 3 times. Each strike deals physical damage and restores health. The final one stuns for 1.5 seconds. Okay, classic. And then he has a carry augment for himself, and you need that and the 3-star for Zaun. Then we have Tumble on Vayne. Tumble to a nearby hex, then fire a bolt at a target that deals true damage. Okay, cool. So true damage Vayne is back. Long shot. Okay. Garen spins. Okay. Each second, and he heals. Each second deal physical damage to adjacent enemies and reduce their armor and magic resistance by 5. Cool. So he penetrates both armor and magic resistance. And then we have Lux. Fire a ball of light at the most enemies. So it's a ball. And then she fires a beam. Okay, so Sylas does not use their skills. He uses Garen's League of Legends ult and Lux's League of Legends ult. They have different abilities in this set though. Okay, cool. 50 mana cost only. Nice. To hit enemies by the ball and to all other enemies hit. Okay. And then we already read Galio. Okay. And then we have Shyvana. She's a Dragonborn. On cast, Shyvana replaces her spell with Flame Breath. While transformed, all allies take 10% less damage from enemy abilities. Okay. Dragon's Descent. Transform into a dragon, gaining max health. Briefly gain durability and dive bomb into the largest group of enemies, dealing physical damage in a 3-hex circle. And then Flame Breath, dealing physical damage. Okay, so physical damage Flame Breath. Okay. Cool. And then obviously... Okay, so this is just a Ragewing Shyvana from set 7, right? Just classic Ragewing Shyvana. Cool. Very good. Eternal. Every third attack deals on the same enemy 350% damage as Wolf mauls the target. Okay, so every third attack, bonus damage. And we have Kindred, a 5-cost quick striker, which is probably an attack speed trait. A Lamb's Respite. Dash, then create a 2x radius zone that prevents allies within from dying. While active, double current attack speed. And on attack, Fire a secondary arrow at nearby enemy that deals physical damage. When the zone ends, heal all allies for 8% AP of damage dealt while it was up and dash away. That is a freaking busted ability, but it has 200 mana cost. She starts with 80. She's actually going to use it once, but she's probably not going to use it 2 times in a fight. 2 times is insane. With 200 mana cost, I mean, you would have to give her like double Shojin, but then she's going to be completely trash and deal 0 damage, right? So probably just meant to be used once. Seems like the timing on it is good too. 120 mana, and then she's going to pop it, protect her tanks from dying, and that's around when they are going to die, right? Because that's like, what, 12 seconds into the fight? Not bad. Seems like a very strong unit. Cool. Freljord. Summon a frozen tower. Allies in front of it gain health, and allies behind it gain damage amplification. Freljordians gain 150% more. Allies in front of it gain health, and allies behind it gain damage amp. 8% health, 10% damage amplification. 2 towers at 5. So you get these little towers. And do they just tank, or what do these towers do? You probably can move them on the battlefield before the fight starts. Towers stun enemies on death for 1.5 seconds. Aha. At 7, the towers do... or the towers can tank. And when they die at 7, they stun the enemy. So this is kind of lame, because this is one of those traits where there's no exciting, like here, Battle for Demacia is probably an insane win condition where you just win the game instantly, right? Because 11 Demacia is hard to get. A prismatic trait. Freljord, no prismatic trait. Just 7, and it's very easy to get 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, frick, you need to unlock both. Wait, maybe it is broken. Towers stun enemies on death for 1.5 seconds. But it doesn't seem broken enough. You need to unlock Volibear, which is not too hard, level 8, and have a unit with 3,800 health. And then unlock Conditional Field and Ash with 2 items in combat. Okay, this is very easy to unlock. And there's probably emblems as well. But these emblems suck. This emblem sucks, bro. 22% damage amp. This emblem kind of sucks, no? Freljord, not too exciting. Not too exciting so far. We'll see. Let's read the abilities. Frostbite mana, Fire and Ice Shard, Anivia. I'm very glad Anivia is in the set. She's almost never in... Like, when was the last set? Set 7, right? Anivia is so cool. If they are chilled, the damage critically strikes. Ooh, okay. And then probably this girl chills enemies. Targets below max health take true damage. 30% chill all enemies hit for 3 seconds. Fire an arrow. Yeah. Bloodstart Bond. When you field Ash and Tryndamere, your strongest copies permanently increase their power. Attacks fire a bonus arrow for every 5% attack damage granted to Tryndamere by Bloodstart Bond. These arrows deal 7% physical damage. That's so cool. So she's gonna shoot her multi-shots, right? She's gonna shoot a bunch of arrows. Sejuani. Sejuani gains a shield, strikes in a cone and a line. Enemies hit take magic damage and are 30% chilled. If they are already chilled, stun them. Okay, so it's kind of cool. It's getting cooler, the Freljord thing, because they all work off of each other. Chilling enemies and then activating their abilities. Sounds cool. Raise shield for 4 seconds, gaining AP durability. And redirecting projectiles towards Braum. When hit, magic damage to nearby enemies and 30% chill them. Ah, okay, cool. Good tank. Very good tank, I think. And then we have Lysandra, Frozen Tomb. Encase target in ice, stunning them for 1.5 seconds and dealing magic damage. All enemies within 2 hexes of them split magic damage. If the target dies, shards fly out and split excess damage between the 2 nearest enemies. Chilled enemies take 12% more damage from this ability. Okay, just a classic Lysandra ult. Okay. Yeah. Freljord, not as bad or not as boring as it seemed only reading this, but still not the most exciting in my opinion. Harvester. Oh, we have Fiddlesticks as well. Harvester Vanquisher. A regular 5 cost. Each time an enemy champion dies, gain mana. Casting abilities does not consume mana. All enemies lose 10 armor and magic resistance. Teleport into the largest cluster of enemies and stun them. Begin losing 20 mana per second while casting. Deal magic damage per second to all enemies. The closest two enemies take 33% more damage. That is really cool. Okay, and casting abilities does not consume mana. So he basically jumps in, and the more people die, the longer he keeps ulting. That is sick. Okay. And then we have Hex Mech. Gain a pilot Hex. Combat start. The unit within jumps into T-Hex, granting her 80% of their health and bonus stats based on their role and star level. Okay, so the T-Hex can eat people, huh? And then it depends on what you give him. You can give him Omnivamp, you can give him attack damage, you can give him damage amplification, you can give him a mana regen, and you can give him Assassin. Crit chance. On death, the pilot ejects while T-Hex knocks back and stuns nearby enemies. So the pilot does not get eaten, it actually still plays the game. That is cool. But only after the T-Hex dies. And then we have Ionia. Ionia, massive trait. What? What is happening here? There's no trait breakpoints. Each game, they walk a different path. Path of Spirit. Ionians gain bonus HP. When one casts, they gain stacking AD and AP. Okay. Path of Generosity. Every third takedown Ionians participate in grants 1 gold. Ionians gain AD and AP increased by 1% for every gold earned this way. That's so cool. That's gonna be my favorite. My favorite iteration already. Path of Enlightenment. Ionians gain AD and AP plus more based on your level. After each player combat, gain XP. That's also cool. Path of Transcendence. Ionians gain bonus health and deal bonus magic damage. These effects increase if they're 3-starred. Okay, cool. Decent, just stat sticks. It's okay. Path of Precision. Ionian abilities can critically strike, and they gain critical strike chance. Whenever an Ionian casts, Ionian units gain stacking AD and AP. So this is a very tanky trait where you're supposed to prevail a long time in the game or in the fight and stack up AD and AP. Then we have Jhin, Curtain Call. 70 mana. For the next, it's a 1 cost. For next 4 attacks, gain infinite range and replace attacks with a cannon shot. Cannon shots deal physical damage. The 4th shot deals 100 more. Okay. So his ult, interesting. Jhin 1 cost having a kind of a flashy ability, right? Pretty cool. Shen 1 cost, Bruiser. What was Shin or Jhin? Gunslinger. Okay. Shen 1 cost Bruiser. Grant AP shield to this unit and a nearby damaged ally for 4 seconds. Okay, classic. We already read Sin. Yasuo. There's the Yasuo that we need to unlock Yone. And Yasuo is only a 2 cost, so not too hard to 3-star him. 30 mana dash, then deal physical damage to adjacent enemies. If only one enemy is hit, deal double damage. And when Yone casts your strongest, Yasuo blinks to the target. Okay. Okay, cool. So he just dashes and spins. So it's the 5-cost Yasuo from the Dragon set, but he's a 2-cost. So his ability is not as crazy and it doesn't knock up. Ionia, Ari, Arcanist. Fire 3 Flames, 30 mana cost only. Lots of low mana cost champions. Fire 3 Flames at target, each dealing magic damage. Every third cast, fire 9 flames split between the target and up to 2 nearby enemies. If there are nearby enemies, dash away. Cool enemy, cool champion. Very cool. Then we have Cannon, we already read him. Then we have Wukong. It's a 4-cost Bruiser Ionia with 90 mana cost. Passive, on death, summon a stone copy with a bunch of health and Wukong's items. Okay. That's kind of fun. Okay. A stone copy with a little bit of... Okay. 40% of his health. So what is that stone copy gonna do? Is it just gonna be there? So if you have like a Sunfire, it's still gonna apply Sunfire, I assume. Active for 4 seconds, gain armor and magic resistance, then spin, dealing physical damage to all enemies within 2 hexes. Okay, cool. Pretty cool, but nothing too crazy, right? Am I missing something? It's just a dummy. Okay, yeah. Nothing too crazy then. And then we have Yunara. Yunara is 50 mana. Quick striker. For the next 4 seconds, gain attack speed that scales with AP. Okay. Infinite range and replace attacks with lasers. Lasers deal physical damage in a line, reduced by a certain percentage for each enemy they pass through. When lasers critically strike, they deal 33% bonus true damage. Wow. That's going to be one of the coolest carries. 50 mana cost as well only. And then she's probably mana locked while during those 4 seconds. Okay. And then we already read Set. Ionia, very cool, especially with the gold thing. It's going to be super fun. Ishtal. Complete a quest. Completing a quest grants you a new one at the start of the next round. 3. Complete quests to earn sun shards and spend them for loot. 5. Heal 2 player health at the start of each player combat. Okay, and additionally you get the quests, right? And then 7. After winning combat, find 50, set 16 Ishtal % and unearth bonus loot. 50, it's probably 50 this thing. 50 Ishtal clues. So you need to do this 10 times. You need to win 10 player combats to get... Was? You need to win 10 player combats with Ishtal. 7 to get Brock. Wow, that's tough, man. And you need to have 7 Ishtal. 7 Ishtal is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need 2 emblems. You need 2 emblems for 7 Ishtal or what? You get Ishtal shards from quests. Aha, you get it. Okay, so you get the Ishtal thingies from the quest as well. Okay. Okay. You get points from the quests already. Okay. It's a 7 cost, so not easy to get. Absolutely. It's a broken 7 cost. It's a full map stun, right? So it's supposed to be difficult. I'm just still saying it's really difficult. Kiana, 1 cost. She's a Slayer. 30 mana. Dash to a nearby hex and swing forward, dealing physical damage to enemies in 2 hex line. Okay, standard Kiana that we almost always have. Leap at target and gain shield for 4 seconds. Nico, 2 cost, 2 star. Or just 2 cost. Slam down after a brief delay, dealing magic damage to enemies and chilling them. Okay, so again, attack speed slow. Then we have Milio, is a 3 cost. He's an invoker. Launch a Fuemigo at target that bounces 3 times, dealing magic damage to enemies hit. The last bounce deals magic damage to enemies in a 1 hex radius. So he's actually a carry. That's cool. A magic damage carry. Not a support this time around. Milio here. 60 mana cost with the invoker trait, which gives mana. Usually, right? Then we have Nidalee, which we already know. We need to field 2 2-star Nikos in combat together. That's kind of annoying. That's actually really annoying. But it seems like you get a very powerful unit for it. And then Skarner, we already know, is pretty easy to unlock, but you need level 7. Okay. Okay. This trait seems to have some really garbage-ass units, right? Like, you don't want to play Kiana late game. Nico seems kind of trash, and you need 2 2-star Nikos. But only for 1 turn, obviously. Then you sell the second one, but still. Kind of garbage. Then this guy is a ranged carry, but are you going to 3-star him? Probably not. And then you have Nidalee, which is probably going to be the powerhouse of this trait. And then Skarner is a very, very solid tank. And then you could play 5 Ishtal, which is going to allow you to heal. But you can just play 3 Ishtal. Because this does not give you better loot. So you only need to use this when you're low HP. But if you're winning with 3 Ishtal, for example, just playing Milio or just playing Skarner, Nidalee, and then one of these 2, like, they're not that bad. They're okay. Huntress. Skarner is Ishtal without other traits. Huntress. Okay, interesting. Nah, this is fun. This is cool. I'm looking forward to this. Because you can just play 3 Ishtal. Nidalee is a good unit. Skarner is a good unit. And then you play 1 other random idiot. For example, maybe Invoker, and you play some Invokers. And then, boom. you win the game. Or just tank, right? Defender. You play Neeko to get more defender. That's pretty good. Vertical Ishtal most likely trash, and your objective is to unlock Brock with 3. Exactly, yeah. I agree. I agree with this. Nidalee is untargetable as long as Neeko is alive. What? Nidalee is untargetable as long as Neeko is alive. So why don't you just put Neeko in the back? Put her in the corner. Was? You can just put Neeko in the corner. And she can't walk out. Can you unlock Skarner like stage 1-1 if you get the right items? You need to be level 7. It's this and level 7 for Skarner. Okay, Noxus. After the enemy has lost 15% of their health, summon Atakan, Bringer of Ruin. Each Noxian champion star level increases his power. Okay. He slashes enemies, dealing magic damage. Noxians get more powerful the longer he is alive. He drains the souls of enemies on cast, and after 10 seconds, bring Ruin. Okay, cool. Very cool. Briar is a 1-cost, 40 mana, leap to the furthest enemy within 3 hexes. For 4 seconds, gain move speed, attack damage, and decaying attack speed. A lot of attack speed though. Then we have Scion, which passive takedown grant permanent max health. That's cool. So assists or kills get permanent max health. 60 at 3-star. If you can 3-star this guy early, he's going to be very tanky. He gains a massive 10% shield. 10% health shield. When it breaks, it deals 7% magic, 7% max health magic damage to adjacent enemies. Okay. So he's going to be very tanky. Cool unit. Bruiser as well to amplify that max health even more. And then we have unlock condition Draven drops 1 gold. So Draven is a 3-cost as well, so you need to fight Draven first. So it's not an early unit. Passive, if Draven has an empowered X in hand, his next attack will throw it. On takedown, gain an adoration stack. Doubled if Draven or Darius scored the kill. Every 11 adoration stack grant 135 gold. At 3-star 5 gold, okay. Active, spin an empowered axe that replaces his basic attack and deals physical damage and returns to Draven after hitting an enemy. 100 mana. Okay, cool. This is the current set or the next one? This is the next one, bro. The next one is coming out tomorrow, though. Or tonight in the evening, but I'm not going to be live. It's going to be too late. I need to sleep. Okay. Field a Scion with 2 items in combat. For the LeBlanc, we already read her skill. And then we have Ambessa. She's a 4-cost. Okay. 20 mana. Swipe and dash around the target, dealing physical damage to enemies in the path. Then slam chains on target, dealing more physical damage in a line. If an enemy are killed, immediately recast this ability, dealing 100% damage. Ooh, so she can really chain. She can really chain it together. Sick. And what was the thing? 2-star Ambessa with 1 item dies. With 1 item exactly, or at least 1 item? It's pretty easy to unlock. You need a 2-star Ambessa, okay? And then we have this moron here, Swain. He's this, by the way, a Vanquisher, which is the crit trait most likely. Quick Striker, Defender, Bruiser, Slayer, Juggernaut. 3 traits on a 1-cost unit. Okay. Swain, Noxus, Arcanist, and Juggernaut. Passive. Each second, restore health and deal magic damage to enemies within 1 hex. And then active with a whopping 145 mana cost. Open a demonic eye on the largest group of nearby enemies, dealing magic damage and stunning them. Okay, that's a really good AoE stun tank. Again, not bad. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 Noxus. You need 2 emblems for 10 Noxus. Then we have Piltover. Build an invention on the right side of the board. After 8 seconds, the invention activates, triggering each of its modules. Okay, choose a module, choose a second module, and choose a 3rd module. So that is probably like the Kale, the Story Weaver Kale, right? I think the module is like your team gains 20% attack speed or something like that. Oh, okay, so it's not too crazy. It's not too crazy, right? Probably not too interesting. But maybe the third module is insane, right? 6. So 6 Piltover. You need the T-Hex for it. 9 Piltover star levels. So you just need a couple 2 stars. That's not too hard. You have Caitlyn with Ace in the hole. 90 mana. Fire a bullet towards the furthest enemy, dealing a bunch of damage. If they die, the bullet ricochets, dealing excess damage to the next enemy hit. Okay. Very good. Actually kind of exciting for a 1 cost, right? Only 90 mana as well. 3 star, dealing 1000 base damage. That could be good. Oriana, Piltover and Invoker, 60 mana, sent the ball to target. Oh yeah, we already read her. She was unlocked through 3 Piltover or higher. So for her, you need to play this, this, and this. So you need to find a 3 cost to find Oriana. It's kind of weird. To unlock Oriana at 2 cost, you need a 3 cost. Okay. Then we have Vi. 30 mana, gain a shield, a small shield, slam target, physical damage. Every third cast deals physical damage in a bigger range and knocks enemies hit for 1 second. Okay. Zaun, Defender, Piltover. Cool. And then we have Loris, which is gain shield for 4 seconds. He's the guy from Arcane, the random freaking police guy. Charge and knock the target backwards, stunning them. Units hit for 1 seconds. Magic damage to them after charging. Force nearby enemies to target this unit. You know what's freaking funny, guys? You know what's freaking funny? How many League of Legends champions are there? Like 160 or something? 150 at this point? A ridiculous amount, right? They brought 100 champions to this set. 100 champions to this set, right? Now think about it. There is a lot of League of Legends players that play TFT very casually, and they just want to play their favorite champion, right? So someone who mains Anivia is probably very happy that Anivia is in this TFT set. Now imagine out of the few champions that actually aren't in this set, because there's so many, your main is not in it, but freaking Loris is in it instead. How freaking mad are you? Yeah, Rammus is not in the game, but Loris is here. How freaking mad are these people? Gain a shield, charge, and knock the target backwards, stunning them, and units hit, dealing magic damage after charging. Force nearby enemies to target this unit. Okay. Someone was saying that Thresh and Loris synergy is crazy. I mean, sure, bro, but they're both Warden. So I guess they're meant to be played together, but like, bro, I don't think anyone cares about walking into this wall. Touch the wall, it's 150 magic damage at 2 star. That's nothing. That's peanuts, man. That's freaking nothing. Does this mean you are going to start playing the Bazaar again? The Bazaar does not... I already said, guys. I already said I will play TFT if they bring an exciting change. I will play Bazaar if they bring the PvE mode. There is no PvE mode yet in the Bazaar. Or if they bring some exciting changes, whatever. There wasn't anything exciting enough for me to come back to the Bazaar. Okay, then Seraphine. Seraphine is a 4 costs. 20 mana only. Lots of very low mana champions. I love that. Gain 3 nodes. For each 1 active, deal magic damage to a nearby enemy. While holding 12 nodes on cast, consume them to project a wave of energy. Allies hit, restore health. Enemies hit, take magic damage. Reduced by 30% for each enemy passed through. I was completely brain dead for this one. Hold on. Gain 3 nodes. For each 1 active, deal magic damage to a nearby enemy. While holding 12 nodes on cast, consume them to project a wave of energy. Allies hit, restore health. Enemies take magic damage, reduced by 30%. This is really good. This is really, really cool. I love this. So every 4th ult is a big juicer. And she has 20 mana cost. Okay, cool. And she heals as well. And she's a disruptor and Piltover. And then we have the mech, which we already have seen. We have seen Rise. This is crazy. I'm not going to read all of that. Then here, bro, Shadow Isles, all of them are unlockable. Like, you have to unlock all of them. Except for Viego. Okay, so Viego, Blade of the Ruined King, passive gain attack speed, depending on how many souls you have. Deal physical damage to target, 30 mana for the rest of combat. Viego's attacks deal bonus stacking magic damage. That's a really cool unit for a 1 cost. That's a very cool unit, bro. Whenever any champion dies, gain souls. Shadow Isle champions' abilities are uniquely empowered based on the number of souls you have. Shadow Isle champions gain attack damage and ability power souls collected. So you start off the game. With a Viego on stage 2-1. You give him 2 items. Oh, you need a 2-star Viego. So maybe you get lucky, you get a 2-star Viego at stage 2-1. Not even that lucky. It's probably gonna happen like every 5th game, 10th game. So you have the option every 5th to 10th game to pop a Viego at stage 2-1. Then at stage 2-2, you get Yorick. Now you have, for stage 2-2, for the second fight, you have this. And now every unit that dies gives you souls. And you need 20 souls. So you need 20 units to die in total. So let's say you win every fight, so you kill 4 to 5 enemy units every time, and like 2 of yours die. Yeah, you get Gwen very fast. You get Gwen after Krugs. Right around after Krugs. You get Gwen, and then now you have 3. So now you get 1.3 souls per unit that dies. And now you're starting to get a lot of souls. So this guy is doing a lot of attack speed, or getting a lot of attack speed. This guy is restoring a lot of health. This girl is snipping a lot of times. And then you just keep... She's going to be your carry, probably. This guy deals magic damage on hit. So he wants AP items. So you strip him and give her the AP items. And then you just get the souls until you have this. And right around Wolves, you will get Callista, because 75 souls is not really difficult after... because stage 3, a lot more units die, right? In total. Because everyone's higher level, everyone plays more units. So that is good. And then you need 150 souls. Okay, cool. This is a very cool trait. Very linear, smooth. You just play the guys, you get the souls. You don't really have to use your brain much. If your units die, you get souls. If the enemy units die, you get souls. Very easy. Good beginner trait. Good beginner trait. Okay, guys, how much more? How long am I in? 2 hours into the video. Let me think about this. Should I take a quick break? No, we just have to power through. At this point, we almost read everything. Let's be real. I'm not going to read all augments. I'm going to read maybe all the interesting prismatic augments. But at this point, we almost read everything. We're actually doing really well. I'm going to be ready. And if you're listening to this, you're also going to be ready to just play the set, not having to read everything 50 times. It's great. Okay, Shurima. Most exciting, probably. Most hype trait. Let's read the trait first. Each second, Shurima gain 2% attack speed and restore 20 health. At combat start, they gain additional effects. Okay. Shurimas gain 2% attack speed and restore 20 health. At combat start, they gain additional health. So at 2 Shurima, you gain 20% max health. At 3 Shurima, you get 50 armor and magic resistance. And at 4 Shurima, a Shuriman ascends to godhood every 3 seconds. So this is probably a massive win condition. To get this, you have to find a 5-cost Azir. So you probably have to be level 8 and get lucky, or level 9. Okay? Then passive. After witnessing 3 attacks from Azir, Sand Soldiers deal magic damage to their target. Okay? And then arise, summon a Sand Soldier with 40 mana near a target and command them to strike. If 2 soldiers are already out, they all immediately deal magic damage instead. Aha. Okay. So you can only have 2 soldiers at a time. Okay, so he's an attack speed based magic damage carry. Very cool, classic. So you need to find Azir. Let's say you are Mr. 100, Cinema. You are Mr. 100, Absolute Cinema at Wolves. You're level 8. You roll once, 3% chance, Azir shows up. You pull out your freaking cock, you bust all over the screen. Then you continue playing. because you won the game. You have 100 health. You have Azir. You're strong. You're strong. You're strong. So what do? You lose twice. You lose twice. Guys, I don't think it's in succession. I think if it's in succession, it's impossible. I don't think you have to lose or win in succession on these guys. I think this is impossible. No, isn't this impossible? Who's gonna do that? It is in succession. It is in a row. Okay, let's do the math. Let's do the math. That's ridiculous. So what's the most optimal? So you need to win. Okay, let's say you lose twice, you get Nasus. You lose twice, you get Nasus. Now we're at 70 health minimum, or like at most, we're at 70 health. You lose twice, we're at 70 health. Now we have Nasus. Now we get max health. Cool. Okay, and we have a very good tank. Okay, now we just lost once. So now we win, then we lose again, and then we win. And that's 4 times, alternating. So that means we lose another 1 time. Oh no, it's actually kind of viable. If you have like 70 health left, I think it's viable to do this. And then you just need to, you get Seraph, and then you just need to win 4 times in a row. Now you need to win 4 times in a row. And then, boom, you have the full Shurima God Exodia. You can high roll the Azir on 7 Ankh. Yeah, but who's gonna high roll on 7, bro, man? What means 2, 3, 4? So basically, if you unlock Nasus by losing 2 combats in a row after you find Azir, now, if you want to unlock a Renekton, you need to win 3 times in a row. If you want to unlock Seraph, you need to win or lose and lose alternatingly 4 times in a row. So let's say you unlock Seraph now. Now you unlock 2 additional Shurimas. Now the last one is 4. So you need to do, you know, depending on how many you unlocked, it gets harder. The more you have, the harder it gets to get them. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Soulbound. Lucian and Senna, this is probably the most hyped. This is probably going to be the most viewed YouTube videos and stuff like that, like the full Shurima. And then bonus points for whoever gets full 3-star Shurima in the first game. Yeah, crazy, bro. Probably full 3-star Shurima is only going to work in these custom lobbies where they just fake everything. That's probably going to be the only way. Lucian and Senna fight together, swapping when either casts. Each champion has a unique ability. Your strongest soulbound pair grants bonuses to your team. While Senna is out and all allies gain 7% damage reduction. While Lucian is out, all allies gain. And then this is Lucian and Senna. Double 5 cost. 60 mana, the calling. Fire attack speed shots. Attack speed scaling shots towards target. Each shot explodes on the first enemy hit, dealing physical damage to all nearby enemies. If an enemy is afflicted with black mist, purify them, immediately draining their armor for the total amount. So they are not listing Senna's ult. They're not listing the transformation. Swapping when either casts. Each champion has a unique ability. Yeah, they're not listing the Senna ability here, sadly. Oh well. Targonians are forged by the stars. They are traitless but stronger than the average champion. Ooh, Diana is a Targonian. That's why she seemed so strong. Okay, that's cool. Then we have a Aphelios. Start with Infernum equipped on cast. Switch to Severum for 8 attacks. Infernum attacks hit 3 enemies and apply Sunder. 0.3% Sunder for 6 seconds. Severum gain 200% attack speed and 10% Omnibam. Attacks are replaced with swipes that deal physical damage. Okay, cool. Solar Flare, Leona 3 cost. Reduce instances of incoming damage. Okay, that's her classic passive. Very strong, very tanky. Call down sunbeams on the 3 nearest enemies, stunning them for 1 second and dealing magic damage. Okay. So for this, we need a 2-star Leona with 3 items. And remember, the passive was marks enemies as moonlit. So the Leona ult will also mark them as moonlit, which means Diana will rush to them with her ult. Okay, sick. And then we have Zoe passive. Damaging an enemy applies 30% shred. So magic resistance penetration 30% is, as far as I'm concerned, the maximum amount, right? They didn't buff shred on items, right? On static shiv and stuff, probably. Actually, static shiv is not even shred anymore, right? I don't even know, man. I think they changed a lot of stuff. I didn't keep up with TFT pretty much at all. Active. Kick 2 bubbles at nearby enemies, dealing magic damage and chilling them for 3 seconds. So she debuffs a lot. She debuffs. So she's the debuff Andy. If you don't have magic resistance shred, you just get her. Okay. Then we have Taric as a tank. That is no trait. So you can always play Taric as a 4-cost tank. Very cool. Passive. All allies gain magic resistance. Once per combat after dropping below 35% max health, gain 90% durability for 2 seconds. So he's really tanky. Gain a big shield. And the 2 lowest health allies gain a shield for 4 seconds. The next attacks deal bonus magic damage. Okay. So just a bunch of shielding, bunch of tankiness. And then we need Targon 5. So we need to unlock Leona, Diana, which is not that hard, and play all of them to get Aurelion Sol. So actually, Aurelion Sol is not that hard to get. You can easily get him on level 8. You just play all of these and you get him. And then you can get rid of Aphelios if you want to. And you just play Diana as your main carry. With Leona, you can even get rid of Zoe. Frick Zoe, man. And then just play him as a tank. It's fine. Because if you're fielding him, you probably should commit to him. Okay. Gain mutations that only Void champions can use. Void champions gain attack speed. Champions can only have 1 mutation at a time. Benching a champion removes their mutation. Okay. And then we just have these Void guys. I don't know what the mutations are. At 9, Void mutations become supercharged, increasing their power by 50% and 35% attack speed. And everyone gains attack speed. Okay. And then 2 Void is very easy to get with just 2 cost and 1 cost. Kog'Maw. Deal magic damage to target and reduce their armor magic resistance by a flat amount. Adjacent enemies are dealt 50% of the damage and the armor magic resistance shred effect. Arcanist and Longshot. So he is AP this time around. Kog'Maw. 30 mana cost only. Then we have Cho'Gath. Restore health and rupture a 2-hex circle beneath target. After a brief delay, enemies within are knocked up. Not bad. That's a good-ass tank, but it's a 100 mana cost. 2 cost with an AoE knockup, but 100 mana cost. Okay. Yeah. And it's a small AoE, right? It's a 2-hex circle. It's pretty small. It's not too crazy. Then we have Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai is a 30 mana cost. The Burrow Void Vanquisher. So the crit trait. This is probably Bruiser. No, Juggernaut. Cho'Gath for the first time not a Bruiser, I think. It's kind of crazy. A dash to the furthest enemy within 3 hexes and deal physical damage to them. The next 3 attacks hit adjacent enemies and deal physical damage. Okay. Nothing too crazy. Just dashes around, deals some damage. Void Swarm. Malzahar. 40 mana. Disruptor. Summon 2 Voidlings that each attack a nearby enemy 15 times. Each attack deals magic damage. That is very fun. Oh, I love that. That is very cute. He's just going to keep summoning people. That's going to be a cool champion. Then we have Bel'Veth. Bel'Veth is back. 100 mana. Endless Banquet. Slayer. Passive. On takedown. Gain stacking attack speed that decays over 3 seconds though. So if she can chain together a lot of takedowns, she's going to reach max attack speed very fast. But obviously over 3 seconds. Very short duration. Active. Deal physical damage in a 2-hex radius and transform for the rest of combat. While transformed, gain attack speed, gain max health, increased move speed, and attacks deal bonus true damage. Increased for each time the same enemy is hit. So that is really cool. So a melee attack speed based carry, very fun. Not as fun as the set 8 Belveth, I think, because that one dashed around and stuff. That was really fun, but still gonna be extremely fun, I think. Then we already read these guys, right? We need to see the mutations. We'll probably see them somewhere in the items or whatever. Yordle. Ooh, Yordle is back. And there's like 10 of them. Oh, that's crazy, bro. Oh, I'm giga back. I'm so back. Yordles gain 50 health and 7% attack speed for each Yordle fielded. 3-star Yordles grant 50% more. And your first shop each round has a Yordle in it. And get 2 free rerolls each round. And get a Yordle grab bag each round. Okay, the Yordle grab bag is going to be probably very fun, right? So you get a bunch of loot if you play 8 Yordles. Okay? Whimsy. Lulu, 1-star, 1-cost Arcanist. Deal magic damage to target and make them dance for 2 seconds. The projectile then bounces to the nearest target, dealing magic damage. So the making them dance is probably a stun for only 70 mana. Is pretty good for 2 seconds. It's crazy. Then we have 1-cost Rumble, Junkyard Titan, 110 mana cost. He gains a shield, fire a burst of flames, magic damage in a cone with armor scaling. Not too crazy. Just a tank. Then we already read this dumbass here. Poppy. Then we have Teemo 2-cost Longshot. Shoots the closest unpoisoned enemy, dealing magic damage and poisoning for 8 seconds. Poisoned enemies take magic damage second. Okay, so he just spreads his mushroom to everyone, right? He just spreads the poison, just like we know Teemo every time, basically. Very cool. I like that Teemo a lot. Tristana 2-cost, fire a massive cannonball at the closest enemy, dealing a bunch of physical damage. If they are within 2 hexes, knock them back 2 hexes and briefly stun them. So this is not closest. This is not the enemy she's attacking. So if you put her in the corner and she's attacking the main tank, if like some assassin tries to get on her, she's going to actually knock them back. She's going to focus the closest guy. Buster shot. Okay, cool. Interesting. Not too bad. Gunslinger as well. We'll see what the Gunslinger trait does. Then we have a bunch of... The rest is all unlockables. Oh. Okay. So this one is easy to unlock. This one is also easy to unlock. You probably play a 3-star Yordle, right? Yordles gain 50% health and 7% attack speed for each Yordle fielded. 3-star Yordles grant 50% more. So you probably just want to play full Yordle. Okay, this is going to be really fun. I love this. And then Veigar is going to be your main carry with Fizz. Cannon is going to be your tank. Ooh. Not that many tanks, huh? Because Rumble sucks. It's a 1-cost. Poppy is probably okay. But a 2-cost. And then no 4-cost tank on this one. So you probably just need to play with Defender. With some Defender tank. I mean, you're not getting these guys. Who's a Defender tank, bro? Like a 4-cost Defender. 4-cost Defender, Bruiser, Warden, Defender Garen. Garen kind of sucks though. Well, he kind of sucks though, man. There's an augment that lets you have 10 Yordle as a prismatic trait. That is sick. That is giga sick, bro. Oh, okay. I'm very excited for Yordles then. Zaun. After 4 seconds, Zaunites become Shimmer Fused, granting them 10% durability and 90% decaying attack speed for 4 seconds. Granting them 10% durability and 90% decaying attack speed. Okay. After 4 seconds. After a short cooldown, they become Shimmer Fused again. Oh. So do they just keep getting... Yeah, 3 refresh after 4 seconds. At 5, at 60% health, Zaunites restore 25% health over 3 seconds and instantly become Shimmer Fused again. And 7 Shimmer Fused bonuses are increased by 30%. Refresh after 3 seconds instead. But that's probably not... maybe they just keep being Shimmer Infused. Like, do they just keep taking the drug? Or what? I can't. That was just the origins. Yeah, but then I don't have to read champions anymore. These are the last champions. Like, this is all repeating. All of this is just reading the traits. Like, this is easy, man. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're on time. I'm actually faster than I thought. I thought this would take 4 hours. We're only 2.5 hours in. We're freaking back. We're freaking back, boys. Okay. Zaun. Bonuses are refresh after 3 seconds. Okay, so we have Blitzcrank, Static Field, gain a shield, and deal magic damage to all enemies. Okay. What is he? He's a Juggernaut. Then we have Echo, is a Disruptor. 40 mana, create a 1-hex zone around the target that lasts 3 seconds. The next 3 attacks deal bonus magic damage. When the zone ends, it deals magic damage plus 10% of the target's damage taken during the duration to all enemies in the zone. Okay. Okay, deals magic damage plus 10% of the damage taken. Okay, sure. Some AoE damage, Moron, 40 mana cost, 2 cost. Okay. Then we have Vi, gain a shield. Didn't we already read her? Yeah, we read her in Piltover, right? Yeah. Then we have Dr. Mundo. He's a bruiser. Bulk up for 5 seconds with an 80 mana cost. While bulked, restore health, percentage health every second, and attacks deal percentage health damage. Okay. So he just uses his ult, but also gets some bonus on hit damage. And then we have Switcheroo. She has 18 mana. I think this is just 18 attacks, right? I think Jinx is 18 attacks from what I could hear, or from what I saw. So after 18 attacks, she's gonna switch her freaking Moron. After attacking, yes. After attacking 18, or 16 times at 3-star, switch to Fish Bones. While equipped, attacks are replaced with 3 rockets that target random enemies. Oh, so she just transforms until the end of the fight then. So after 18 attacks, she just turns into Fish Bones. Okay. Target random enemies and deal 3 attacks that target random enemies. What? So random, like global? She can just snipe your backline, piece of garbage? What website is this? lolchess.gg. Okay, and then we read these guys. Zaun. Zaun sounds fun. Very unique trait. Very unique, right? We've never seen a trait like this. Usually traits are pretty like this, right? Like, usually traits are not that crazy. Like, for example, this is not super crazy, I guess. This is not crazy, right? Noxus. Like, they're not very crazy usually. This is also kind of boring, not very crazy. But this one is unique, at least. It doesn't appeal that much to me, but it's very unique. With, like, the power going up and down, you know, of the trait throughout the fight. Okay, Arcanists, AP. AP for everyone, Arcanists gain more. Simple. No need to read the units, we already know. Ascendant, after each combat, an Ascendant charm appears in your shop. These are powerful effects that can be bought for gold. Holy frick, they brought back the charms. That's sick. Oh. And it's after each combat, so you want to unlock this guy ASAP if you're playing Shurima. You get that Azir early, you want to unlock this guy ASAP. So you want to do alternating win and loss immediately. Okay, so this guy is sick. This guy can make or break your game with these Ascended Charms. He can make or break the game. Bruners gain max health and percentage health, classic. Defender, your team gains armor and magic resistance. Defenders gain more, classic. Disruptor. Disruptor's ability, dazzle enemies hit. Disruptors deal bonus damage to dazzle enemies. And dazzle reduces damage dealt by 10%. That is extremely good. That is freaking busted. So this is the Hyper Pop trait, right? From set 10. The bonus damage doesn't matter. You just apply 10% damage reduction on enemies. With big AoEs, hopefully. Seraphine is going to be good. She's going to AoE. The others kind of suck. Like, the others all focus one guy. Like, this guy makes the Voidlings, they attack one guy. This thing attacks one guy. This thing is a small AoE. This thing is a big AoE line that hits all enemy backline units as well if you position her well. And that is going to cock the enemy backline to deal less damage for a couple seconds. And then this guy also frontline, and this is also kind of frontline. Yeah. Seraphine is going to make use of this. Probably if you play Seraphine, you always want to play 2 of this. Most likely. You can play Seraphine with some Azir action and stuff. And then work towards your Seraph. Cool. Emperor. Azir deploys 2 guards who can be placed anywhere on the battlefield. Nice. They do not move or attack, and they die when Azir does. So just more frontline Azir. Very good. Azir is going to be the star of the set. He's like, everything's around him. All the cool stuff. Once per laning phase, you can feed Tahm Kench, permanently granting him either health, blah, blah, blah. Yes. To feed, yeah, just hold over him. Yeah, okay. Gunslinger. Gain attack damage. Every 4th attack from Gunslingers deals bonus physical damage. Okay. Bonus damage. Not too bad. So Tristana is probably going to be Ginsu's. Did they remove Ginsu's? I heard they were talking about removing Ginsu's. Did they remove it? Did they do anything with it? What happened? What happened? Is Brotherman back to TFT? No, I'm just going to read the entirety of all these traits and then I will never play again. Yeah. Like a bouse. Based. I don't give a frick. I'm out. Okay, Gunslinger. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then we have Heroic Galio. Galio cannot be fielded in combat. Instead, his traits count from the bench. And when Demacians rally, he joins the fight. On landing, bro, this is so broken. Was? So that's how you can get 11 Demacia without Tactician's Crown. Bro, he just sits on the bench. He's just a free unit. This guy is crazy. Okay, this guy is the craziest unit in the game. Huntress. While your strongest Nico is alive, your strongest Nidalee is untargetable. That is ridiculous. I will for sure put my Nico in the back right corner, surround her by 2 bearded men, and they're going to town, and Nidalee is going to town. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to put Braum and Loris next to her. Oh man, she's going to be in heaven, and Nidalee is going to be in heaven. And the enemies are not going to be in heaven. Immortal. While Zin is not on your board, Zaun gains the Ionia, Demacia, and Warden traits. On kill, Zaun gains a stack of focus for the rest of combat. If he has 3 or more focus when dying, he spends it to revive and restore 60% max health. Can I say something? So you have to take Zin's carry augment, then you have to 3-star him, then you have to freaking sell that piece of garbage to play Zaun. Well, you don't have to. You can play both, but if you do it, it's kind of hype because he gains all these traits. It's kind of crazy, bro. Cinema. Absolute cinema. Your team gains 1 mana regen. Invokers gain more mana from all sources. Yeah. 25% more mana from all sources. Wait, that's a cool trait. They changed this. That's very fun. Ooh, I like this. So you can actually make this freaking Zillion really spam these bombs, but it's not that good. It's not that good, I feel like. I don't know, like, isn't 18 seconds or 16 seconds so long for the enemy to instantly die? 16 seconds? Like, after 16 seconds, the fight is over, no? Unless he can actually put it on the enemy. No, but it's gonna be so hype. If you just play full Bruiser frontline or something, and you just play Zillion, and you just let him freaking poison everyone. Wait, let me see the Invoker trait. Is there any tanks here? No, there's no tanks in Invoker. They probably thought about that, bro. Okay. Juggernaut. Juggernauts gain durability increased while above 50% health. When a Juggernaut dies, other Juggernauts heal 5% of their max health. Okay. Classic. Longshot, a little bit of a change with this max health healing. Longshot. Longshots gain damage, amp, and deal more damage to targets further away. Okay, so Sniper. Just the Sniper trait. I don't know why they call it Longshot. Just call it Sniper, bro. Kind of cringe. Because isn't the whole point that they always say they want to reuse Quick Striker, Arcanist, Juggernaut. They want to reuse these names so people, Invoker, so people know this is the mana trait, this is this. So people know when they come back to a new set, they at least know half the things. Because it's copied from the old set, right? So why not just call it Sniper, man? Like, what is this, man? Just call it Sniper. Or call it Longshot forever now. Just scrap the Sniper. Maybe they're doing that. Because sniper is kind of a weird word, no? Long shot is, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of, I feel like sniper is more iconic, but Teemo is not a sniper, right? Teemo is not a freaking sniper. Vayne is not a sniper. Only Caitlyn is a sniper, so it makes sense to rename it. You know what? I like it. Okay, I like it. Quick Striker. Your team gains attack speed. Quick Striker gain bonus attack speed based on their target's missing health. Okay, similar to the last Quick Striker trait. It was a little bit different. Rift Scourge. What? Oh, it's the Baron Nasher trait. Baron Nasher takes up 2 team slots and grants +2 to the Void trait. After 8 seconds, the board enters a Void Rift. The Rift grants Void units 30% damage amp and constantly strikes enemies with bolts of plasma, dealing 5% max health as magic damage. Very cool. Complete win condition. I mean, you need to be level 10 and Void 7. Makes sense that it's a win condition. Slayer. Slayers gain Omnivamp and attack damage. They increase the bonus attack damage by up to 50% based on their missing health. Okay. So it's not damage amplification this time, it's just attack damage. I believe it was damage amplification last time I played. Star Forger. Aurelion Sol gains increased Stardust for each other unique Targonian fielded on battlefield. Oh, so you want to spam the frick out of them. So you want to play all the Targonians to get him as juiced as possible. You know what the cool thing about this freaking set is? It feels like everything is a quest. Like all win conditions are a quest. Usually in TFT, your win condition is like hit 10 of a trait or hit a 3-star 4 cost or maybe hit some 2-star legendaries, stuff like that. But now they are introducing these quests because usually if you have a 3-star 3-cost unit, you're not really going to win against Legendary Soup. If someone hit level 10 and he has a bunch of Legendary 2-stars, you're not going to win against him. But now they kind of have these completely out of left field win conditions. Like, for example, you're going to grief your board playing the Targonians. You're gonna grief the frick out of your late game board playing this piece of garbage Aphelios, playing this piece of garbage Zoe if you already have Armor Pen or Magic Pen. You're gonna grief your board playing these worthless idiots, but you're gonna pray that you can survive long enough for Aurelion Sol to become an absolute monster and win you the game. And that is a really cool thing. I think that's really cool. They actually cooked. Like, it's sad because the last 2 sets were so boring and really didn't draw me back in. And in my opinion, set 13 was very good, but set 12 was also extremely boring. Set 11 was also extremely boring, right? So like I didn't just quit TFT out of nowhere. I was bored for a year at least. But this thing is so exciting all of a sudden. I hope that I don't just have to quit in 4 months again. Like, I hope in 4 months, set 17 also has something like this. And not just, oh, we're just back to regular TFT. Do you understand what I'm saying? I thought the Arcane set was alright. It was great. It was great in my opinion. Set 13, yeah, that's what I said. That was my favorite set of almost ever. My second favorite set after set 7. Okay. So the boss. When set first drops below 45% max health, he leaves combat to start doing sit-ups. Okay, classic, the boss trait. Each sit-up restores 15% max health and gives him 60% attack and move speed. If he reaches full health, he returns to combat pumped up, converting all damage from his attacks and abilities to true damage. If all of his allies die, he immediately returns to combat. This is freaking insane. This is freaking insane. So we just have the classic boss trait from a Penguins party. Penguins whatever. What was it called? The 5-year anniversary mode that I liked so much. That, by the way, I liked so much they never brought back. Everyone loved it. They never brought that back. I don't know what the frick they're doing. No offense. I know it takes some development time, but come on, bro. You can just take some old traits, slap them in, and GG. But yeah, cool. Okay. I know this was the old trait as well, but I know this. I think this was set 5 or something. Vanquisher. Vanquisher's ability can critical strike. They also gain critical strike chance and damage. Same thing. Classic. Oh, Fiddlesticks is one of them. I didn't notice that. Warden. When Wardens drop below health, they gain a shield based on their max health. These classic Wardens. Okay. The shield trait. And then World Ender. Aetro gains attack damage equal to his Omnibam. On first step, he becomes briefly untargetable and heals back to full health over 2 seconds afterwards. He reduces his maximum mana by 20 and gains durability. He's gonna have 10 mana. What is this, bro? Okay, this is gonna be probably the coolest. This is gonna be the most cinema unit. He's gonna 1v9 at the end. And you go double Bloodthirster or something. Wait, this is really cool. Okay, we made it through all traits, through all units. Now, and all unlock conditions. Cinema. Very good. Now, all we need to check is there any new items? Gain additional mana and ability power. You get 5 mana every second. Okay. Let me just see. Is Ginsu still in the game? Gain attack speed every second. Oh. They cooked Ginsus. They cooked Ginsus. They bastardized my homie. The frick are they doing? Oh, man. Also, there's a Void Staff. Oh, yeah, Static Shift is gone, right? It's Void Staff now? Void Staff, damage, attack. Shred the target. This effect does not stack. Reduce magic resistance. It's good. Good on AoE units. Oh, this is sick, guys. Oh, but they killed my Ginsus, man. Spirit Visage? Oh, they removed Redemption. Oh, that's good, though. I don't hate that. Oh, there's Kraken's Fury. What the frick is this? Oh, they removed Hurricane. Attacks grant 4% stacking attack damage up to 15 attacks. After 15 attacks, gain attack speed. This is a cool item. Very cool item. Okay. Okay. That's not bad. Everything else is probably the same, right? Crown Guard. Titans. Did they rework Titans a little bit? Immunity to ground control? What? Ability power. This is freaking insane. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, I love Titans. Favorite item. Always favorite item, but now Giga favorite item. Attacks grant 2 bonus mana. Increase to 4 if they critically strike. What the frick is this weird item? What is this? The frick is this, bro? That's a weird-ass item. Are you still the same? Critical strikes grant damage amp for 5 seconds. That's cool. And it's not an AP item anymore. Okay. Oh, Protector's Vow is still the same. Is there anything else I'm missing, guys? Everything else seems the same, yeah? Titans is crazy. Hurricane was a reason I stopped. Having bad ping punished way too hard. Brother, your name is Little Bronze Piggy. Are you making a freaking in real life hurricane joke? When I said they removed the hurricane item. That there is a hurricane natural catastrophe in your area and you have bad internet because of it. And your name is Little Bronze Piggy in Twitch.tv. Wasn't Hurricane the item that lifted up an enemy unit? Oh, you meant Zephyr. No. That was Zephyr. That's funny as frick, man. I thought he's making an in real life bad internet joke. Okay. Augments. I'm not going to read all augments, guys. Usually I do that, but this is like guys, come on. Come on, guys. But we can read some cool ones. Win out. When you reach level 9, immediately level 10 and gain 10 free shop rerolls. But that's fun. GG, bro. That's giga fun. We stick together. Gain a random emblem and a complete item animal. Allies that share a trait with that emblem gain... Okay, that's boring. Walk the true path. Gain 2 lesser gem and Infinity Edge. Ionia 10 gains a prismatic upgrade. Okay. Okay. The World Runes. Gain... Guys, Twitch chat, tell me the most fun ones. Gain an artifact anvil your team gains for each item equipped on champions. This sounds like a very weak prismatic. But I guess 30 health is pretty good, so 90 bonus health on 3 item tanks. Gain 21 gold. What do you mean gain 21 gold? Is one just gain 21 gold? Where is gain 21 gold? Okay, the whole Twitch chat is just trolling me. They're just spamming gain 21 gold. Gain 3 random emblems and 3 gold. That is sick. That's gonna be fun. Oh, it's a gold augment. Gain 21 gold. Okay, but why is that exciting? Oh, it's just called gain 21 gold. It's kind of funny. Wait, that is kind of funny. It's just called gain 21 gold. That is kind of funny. I like that. I like that. I like that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be fun. The augments will read in the game anyway, right? There's no way I'm going to read these augments and I'm going to be like, oh, now I can manipulate my freaking board to gain this or something. Like, there's no way I'm going to do that for like the first month. So, yeah, cool. Gain max team size and your team gains 4% ability, but you take double player damage when you lose player combat. The Cursed Crown is back. That's cool. Is Binary Airdrop is back. Okay, this one's usually so broken. This one's so freaking broken, man. Like, so broken usually. Big spender. Your team gains attack damage for every 1 gold in champion value on your board. That's really cool. That is really cool. Earth's Gambit. If you win your next combat, gain a spatula. If you lose, gain a frying pan. Gain a component anvil and 2 gold now. Very fun. Wow. Okay. Gain a spatula. Champion holding spatula frying pan. Gain 15% attack speed and 2 mana regen. Earth. Okay. Wow. Wait, this is kind of fun. Oh yeah, they said you gain 2 random emblems and 1 gold. Oh. Solo plate. Gain a combat start. Allies holding gargoyles gain if they're the only one in their row. And that also gives you Skarner. That also unlocks Skarner, basically. Okay. Well, this looks cool. Gain a champion duplicator, 18 shop rerolls and 10 gold. Where is... That's actually fun, man. That's actually fun, too. Okay, so is there Cruel Pact? Cruel Pact. No. No Cruel Pact. Boring. Dragon Guards. Gain a Shyvana and a 2-star Jarvan. When Jarvan casts, Shyvana gains a shield. When Shyvana breathes fire, Jarvan jumps in and deals damage based on his armor. Bro, aren't they together? Like, isn't Jarvan clapping that freaking dragon pussy? He is, right? Oh man, I'll always take this, bro. And then I'll watch some fan fictions. I'll watch some fan animations, you smell me? Oh, I'm back. Ladies and gentlemen, I think that is it for this video. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if you want to see TFT again on this channel. I am not sure what I'll do yet. If this set is so much fun that I want to go back to basically full-time TFT, then I will probably stream around 4 hours of TFT every day. And at most, because I don't want to just burn out again, I'll stream around 4 hours of TFT every day and get as many videos as that gets me. I used to do 3 videos every single day without questions. So if I was having an unlucky day, I would just play 8 hours of TFT, resulting in a lot of frustration and a very angry shurkou on stream as well. And that is just not fun to watch. That is not fun to be for me. So we will not do that. We will just upload as many as we get after a couple hours of gameplay. So if we get 3 good ones, great. If we get 4 good ones, great. I save another one for the next day. And if we get only 2 good ones, that's fine. It's probably going to be average 2 videos a day if this set is extremely fun again. If it is just good fun, then I will probably just upload TFT for like a month, and then I'll probably get bored, and then I'll go back to the roguelikes, and I'll probably also upload roguelikes along with TFT on this channel. But if it is extremely fun, I might just make this channel a pure TFT channel again. We will see. We will see. But I'll probably play some TFT again. Like 99% chance that I will play. Actually 100% chance. I'll play TFT tomorrow. And then I'll upload some videos. Let me know what you guys think. If for the people who enjoy the roguelikes, if I turn to be only TFT on this channel again, the roguelikes will move to the old Bazaar channel. So even more shurkou. I have shurkou, more shurkou, even more shurkou, and most shurkou. Those are my 4 YouTube channels. Shurkou will be just TFT then. More shurkou is the action roguelike channel that will stay the same with 1 daily upload. Then we have even more shurkou, which will be the strategy roguelike / auto battle channel. And then we have most shurkou, which is just for YouTube shorts, which I don't even upload. But I'll probably start again. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know. My voice is fried. Let me know what you think, if you're excited. And please stop asking me to play more TFT. I'm gonna do it, okay? Please stop. Please stop. You spammed it for 6 months, man. I got emails. I was getting emails. I was getting Instagram direct messages telling me to play TFT. Please. Stop. Stop.